walking down the street, everybody that you meet has an original point of view. And I say, hey, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. If you could learn to work and play and get along with each other. You got to listen to your heart, listen to the beat, listen to the rhythm of the street. Open up your eyes, open up your ears, get together and make things better by working together. It's a simple message and it comes from the heart. Oh, believe in yourself, for that's the place to start. And I say, hey, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. To learn to work and play and get along with each other. What a wonderful kind of day. What a wonderful kind of day.
Hey! Hey! TW! Hey! Whoa!
Every day when you're walking down the street, everybody that you meet has an original point of view. And I say, hey, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. If you could learn to work and play and get along with each other. You got to listen to your heart, listen to the beat, listen to the rhythm of the street. Open up your eyes, open up your ears, get together and make things better by working together. It's a simple message and it comes from the heart. Oh, believe in yourself, for that's the place to start. And I say, hey, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. To learn to work and play and get along with each other. What a wonderful kind of day. What a wonderful kind of day.
Hey! Hey! TW! Hey! Whoa!
Every day when you're walking down the street, everybody that you meet has an original point of view. And I say, hey, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. If you could learn to work and play and get along with each other. You got to listen to your heart, listen to the beat, listen to the rhythm of the street. Open up your eyes, open up your ears, get together and make things better by working together. It's a simple message and it comes from the heart. Oh, believe in yourself, for that's the place to start. And I say, hey, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. To learn to work and play and get along with each other. What a wonderful kind of day. What a wonderful kind of day.
Hey! Hey! TW! Hey! Whoa!
Every day when you're walking down the street, everybody that you meet has an original point of view. And I say, hey, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. If you could learn to work and play and get along with each other. You got to listen to your heart, listen to the beat, listen to the rhythm of the street. Open up your eyes, open up your ears, get together and make things better by working together. It's a simple message and it comes from the heart. Oh, believe in yourself, for that's the place to start. And I say, hey, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. To learn to work and play and get along with each other. What a wonderful kind of day. What a wonderful kind of day.
Hey! Hey! TW! Hey! Whoa!
Hello, welcome back. Shadowrun Hong Kong. Shadows of Hong Kong. Let's be pirates. Yeah, what a weird, like, I've seen a lot of proofreading mistakes. Like into the end of this game and in the epilogue campaign, but that's like a really weird thing that this is cut off. Like, come on, guys. Certainly, that's something people would have found. Like QA would know that. I assume they probably know the other ones too, but QA would definitely that would show up. So it just didn't get fixed. So our thing was to, I think, go talk to the captain. Yeah. I think maybe we ran around here, but like there wasn't really anything. Yeah, what the fuck? Who's this? Looks like our buddy. One of our buddies. Also this. Did they just like scoop up a whole bunch of what was in the base? That looks like kind of what happened. Yeah. Huh. Is that Hacker Man? Weird. Okay, let's go. So we got Captain Jomo with us and the Inspector Q. And technically our drone. Who are you? Okay. Guess we'll talk to you afterwards. Oh, hello, Captain. A weathered troll with a relaxed posture and a commanding presence dominates the cabin. Her face is serious, but her dual-colored eyes glint with curiosity as she runs them over you. It is my honor to introduce you to Captain Utama, our most gracious and benevolent host. Jomo bows deeply. My captain, I thank you for your generous hospitality. I remain your humble servant and offer my deepest respect. Oh, she looks cool too. I like a lot of the portraits in this epilogue. She steps forward and places a gnarled hand on Jomo's shoulder. Straighten your damned back, Jomo. Pay your respects if you must, but I have no use for men who bow and scrape. Jomo's back snaps straight, and he hurriedly retreats to his original position. His smile remains as relaxed as ever, but you can't help but notice the bead of perspiration that traces its way down his forehead. The captain shifts her gaze to you, studying your face through eyes of the color of dirty ice. Well, except she has the two different eye colors, which they mentioned in the previous description. A smile slowly creeps across her face, twisting the scar across her lips into a second grin. I wonder how that hat works. Because these are her horns. So, like, does she have pre-holes, or does she poke holes in them, and then she, like, it just seems like it'd be hard to put the hat on the same way every day and not make things worse. As for you, Shadowrunner, you're welcome aboard the Benteng. Mind my rules, and you may stay here for as long as you wish. No offense, but you're a pirate. Why are you being so generous with us? Her lips spread into a toothy smile. Money? Why else? I didn't grant you asylum out of the goodness of my heart. Savor this moment, Cade. You're looking at the end result of me calling in the very last of my favors with corporate. Scarred Troll's smile broadens. My hospitality is not given, Shadowrunner. It is rented. Now, before you get settled in, there is a small matter that we must discuss. Okay, so not indefinitely then. She rests her hands on her hips. This is my ship. Your friend here has paid your passage, yes. But, if you prove to be a disruptive presence on this vessel, I will not hesitate to have you tossed overboard. Unless you relish the idea of swimming with awakened sharks and active minds, you will mind your manners during your stay. Don't worry, I'll stay out of your sailor's hair. I certainly hope so. You wouldn't be the first guest that I've had to put over the side. All the splashing, screaming, it's quite distracting to the men working on deck. They won't make a peep, Captain Utama, I promise. This is going to be home for the foreseeable future, Cade. I've got nowhere else to go, and I'm fresh out of strings to pull. We get Mitsuhama something they can use, something irrefutable, or we resign ourselves to life on the open sea. You know, I've always wanted to be a pirate. You're no pirate, girl. You're a passenger, a lost soul with nowhere else to turn. You will keep your nose to yourself while you remain aboard, and you will not fraternize with my crew. Last thing they need is a distraction. Keep your head in the game, Cade. We still got work to do, and we're going to start with Lamb's PDA. Meet me at my command trailer. We're going to crack that thing, and we're going to find some answers. Can I talk to the captain some more? Captain's wheelhouse is surprisingly warm, despite its coldly utilitarian interior. Sounds of the sea breeze outside roll over the cabin, and a soft whistle hums through the cluttered room. You find Utama standing near a makeshift wet bar, crates and tool chests loaded full of liquor bottles, and all piled onto a coffee table that sags under their weight. Where is that? Captain swirls a clear, yellow-tinted liquid around the interior of a thick glass. You watch her grab a pinch of what looks like salt from a small open dish and then carefully sprinkle it into the cup. Her voice is hard when she addresses you, but her eyes remain locked on the drink, and she continues to swish around and round in ever-tightening circles. Getting acquainted with the benteng, are we? She holds the glass up to her nose and inhales. Satisfied, she takes a sip. Her eyes flash towards you. Good. I hate drinking alone. She motions toward the wet bar with her elbow. Water? Apparently I don't have the option to accept water. No thanks. Captain takes a slow sip of her drink. With a smack of her lips, she tilts her head toward you and stares at you through dual-colored eyes. After a moment, she shrugs. Something on your mind, Shadowrunner? Notice a small saucer of powder over the wet bar. What's it like to be a female pirate? Got its ups, got its downs. Many sailing men, captains and crews alike, view female seafarers with a critical eye. We're always at a disadvantage. Glare's even landed on me from time to time. Never mind the fact that I'm one of the best damn sea captains ever to grace the ports of this sorry planet. I have to make a display of my power before I'm assumed to have it. On the other hand, and in that same vein, we're often underestimated. This can work to our advantage. I'll never demean myself to gain the upper hand, but I will use a man's idiocy against him to my own benefit. There's no shame in that. Captain flicks a piece of lint off her shirt. At the end of the day, I wouldn't change things. It's a good life. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Small saucer of powder. What is it? Utama sniffs loudly through her nose, studies you for a moment before replying. What do you think it is? Salt. She wrinkles her nose in disgust. Is this like a nightclub to you? We don't garnish our drinks with sugar or salt out here. There's no better way of identifying a shitty drink than the size of the crap pile it's buried under. She rubs a hand along the back of her neck. Look, I've spent the better part of my life on the open ocean. They say that when you first start sailing, you have to earn your sea legs. Otherwise, the rolling sickness will get you. I never did that. Never had to. I had my sea legs from the first time I ever set foot on a boat. Didn't realize that it could catch up to you, though. Seems that as I got older, my stomach rolls with the waves more and more. She points toward the powder in the saucer. It's an antiemetic. Keeps me from turning green on the job. You ever find yourself in need of some, you help yourself to my stash, but don't overdo it. A little goes a long way. Alright. Andrei Lukianov. Racks of medical supplies and cybernetic components line the walls of this room. Across from the doorway, heavy-duty instruments are crammed together to conserve as much space as possible. Many of them look neglected, with a fine layer of dust and grime coating every right surface. Other implements have clearly seen such regular use that they appear polished from all the handling. A man stands toward the left side of the room. He wears a fitted, high-collared coat, not a coat, that looks like it gives him a lot of movement room and flexibility in his arms. A virtual retina display hangs over his right eye, highlighting it in yellow. He greets you with a nod and a quick smile. He also doesn't seem to have a retina display. Oh, okay, maybe that is. Welcome. He studies your face. You are new around here, I take it. Without waiting for an answer, he continues. The name's Andre. I'm in the ware business. Got a large inventory if you're interested in buying. More interested in answers. You have a minute? Andre's eyes narrow. He takes a half step back, cautious look on his face. Yes? What kind of answers? Who are you? Probably not who you think I am. I'm a Shadowrunner, interested in the Bentang's crew. That's all. The man visibly relaxes. He breathes out through his mouth and finishes his gesture with a smile. Sorry about that. Those who roll with pirates often have long histories of their own. As a runner, I'm sure you're all too familiar with that fact. I meant no offense. Untaken, friend. Didn't mean to rile you up. He runs his hand behind his neck, carefully considering his next words. Slowly, he responds. No, it's not your fault. I've been too jumpy lately. Being on this boat around all these people has been stressful. It's great for business, mind you, but not for my peace of mind. I've got a few creditors after my ass, and they've made my life hell for years now. So how'd you end up here? He appears puzzled by your interest. You really want to know? I was hoping to learn more about the Bentang's crew, if you don't mind. I'd like to hear this story of yours. All right, why not? The Joaloa appears to be sold on the value of you Shadowrunners. They must have information that I don't, but if they trust you, then I suppose that's all I need. He grabs his bearded chin, his eyes sink to the floor in thought. Well, where to begin? I was a physician back in Russia, worked in a trauma ward. It was an emotionally grueling profession. One thing led to another, and it wasn't long before I found myself hooked on BTL chips. That's where the debt comes in. A lot of debt. So much that there was no way I could pay it all back in my lifetime. Given my options, I decided that a do-over was in order, so I left my old life behind. Well, I tried to, at any rate. Seemed no matter where I went, my creditors were always right on my tail, all the way up until I fled to Indonesia. He smiles weakly. There I met the glorious Captain Utama and her sailors. The rest is history. What'd your recruitment here end up costing you? You're a sharp one. Nothing comes free, eh? Price of my asylum here was 10 years of indentured service as the Bentang's onboard cyber surgeon. At the time, I thought the deal manageable, but my continuing habit has since driven those 10 years of service up to 30. Truth is, I may die before I ever repay the captain. But, let me tell you, indentured service among the Loa Joa beats the hell out of being a debtor back in the motherland. Looks contentedly around the medical bay. I've got more here than I could ever have hoped for in my old life. How are you getting along with the pirates? I've gotten used to them, and they've gotten used to me. They can be real slave drivers at times, but at their core, they're decent people. They may have laid claim to me for the rest of my natural life, but at least they wouldn't work a man to death. He chuckles. Well, not quickly anyway. Well, the opportunity to start afresh is rare. You should count yourself lucky. I try to remind myself of that as often as I can. I have a lot to be grateful for, even if it doesn't always feel like that. He snaps out of his nostalgia and stands up straight. His tone becomes businesslike again. Anyway, is there something I can get you while you're here? Show me your medical supplies. That's about what I expected. Show me your cyberware. I do have a bunch of money. But no cyberware for me. Ugh. There's a guy in here, too. No? Never mind, there was not a guy in here. Cooking woman. Let's talk to cooking woman. A woman in an armored trench coat hunches over a smoking grill, her assault rifle leaned up against a nearby crate. She prods at an assortment of rapidly blackening fish, eels, squid, and other sea life, all the while fixing them with a critical glare. She glances up and squints as you approach. Huh. You're not a prisoner, and you don't look like a pirate, and this sure as hell ain't a standard tourist destination. Welcome to the Benteng, whoever you are. It's the finest pirate barge in at least a 50-mile radius. You don't look much like a pirate either. I'm not. I'm a mercenary. Name's Chastity Blackwell. Joe Aloha are letting me stay here between jobs because I've done some work for them in the past. I don't get shot at out here, and a lot of potential clients come to visit Utama. It's a better deal than I usually get. So why are you cooking all this fish? Because Utama's cooks, if you can call them that, are goddamn atrocious. I've eaten prison food in Ulaanbaatar that tastes better. Word to the wise, unless you want to eat sludge that looks like it was poured from a septic tank, you're going to have to cook your own meals out here. Trust me, it's worth it. Why doesn't Utama have a better cook? Honestly, I don't know. A good cook will make or break morale. Anybody who's ever served on a ship knows that. You can only assume that Rinaldi is really good at something else. What I hear, he used to be a targeting officer on a rebel Huck missile cruiser. Maybe he's the guy that set up the Benteng's defensive perimeter. I don't know. Still, you'd think a bunch of damn Filipino and Indonesian pirates would stock a hefty and spice cabinet, but no! It's all pre-packaged spice mixes, mostly scrounged from instant noodle packages. I'd have killed for some sambal olek a month ago, after Rinaldi tried to make some bebek goreng using fast food chili packets. They finally let me go ashore for supplies. How'd you get into cooking? Are you kidding me? Chastity smirks, folding her arms over her chest. After a minute, her smirk fades. Oh, you're serious. Okay, so basically there are 3 types of mercenaries. She lifts a hand and starts counting off on her fingers. The first type are the ones that work for big outfits like Met 2000, Bright Blade, Tsunami, whatever. They're not much different from corporate armies in a lot of ways. They've got tons of support and finances, so everywhere they go, they build bases with mess halls, barracks, the works. Second, you got small units that sign up with well-established clients. They don't work for a big PMC. Maybe they've got a team of 50 or so. They get contracts from reasonably lucrative clients. A lot of work in Africa from corporations, or urban convoy duty in areas that are still a bit iffy, like Caracas, Vladivostok, Lagos, whatever. These units rough it a bit more, but they're usually attached to larger groups as extra muscle. Then you got people like me. True freelancers. Cowboys. We fill out the gaps in large units, but you never tell how big of a group we'll be with. Sometimes a corporation needs a soldiers garrisoned at some mine, and they round up 10 of us and throw us out in the field with nothing but what we've brought with us. Unless you got some kind of unhealthy love for field rations, you learn to cook whatever you got around, or you make friends with someone who does. What do you know about the Joho Loa? Quite a bit. They're pirates. They live around Hong Kong, and Jomo's only slightly crazier than most of them. What else is there to know? Sorry. I assume you're interested in something in particular. How'd they get started? They were Filipino refugees, mostly. 2 clans, the Joho and the Loa, resisted the Japanese occupation of the Philippines. Some joined the Hook rebels, but most decided to join the Hakka fishing communities around Hong Kong. Over the years, they intermarried, first with each other, and then with the Chinese, Indonesians, Malaysians as well. The whole venture is pretty much a family affair. Each ship tends to run along family lines. The captain is the family elder, backed up by their spouse as the first mate. The eldest child, sometimes sibling, is the bosun. And kids are the deckhands. It seems to work out well. It's basically just a family business, and fleets of ships are extended family. Chesty just towards the expanse of the Benteng, smiling crookedly. Because of that, they're united, but independent. Take the Benteng, for example. It isn't just Utama's ship, it's her family, her house, her business, her legacy to pass on to her children. That's part of why they don't like to stand-up fights as much as they do hit-and-run jobs. Nobody wants to get their family killed. Where do they operate? They'll go anywhere in the South China Sea. I've heard stories they get as far north as Hangzhou sometimes. They make rundowns to Darwin if the cargo's right. But in terms of their home base, it's been in Sai Kung for over 10 years. They're 100% Hong Kong natives, even if some of the locals don't seem to think so. Chastity grins crookedly. I guess that's part of why I like them so much. They're kind of mixed up multinational family that makes the modern world so interesting. Their only nation is their fleet, their language a mix-up of Indonesian, Cantonese, Tagalog, Malay, Spanish, and English. They were beholden to no one but themselves. That's an admirable thing in this day and age. Why hang out on a boat rather than a safe house? I like boats. I like sailors. Chastity shrugs. Spent a lot of time as hired muscle on everything from drone container ships to small smuggling vessels. Most of those small boats were in the Aegean, though. Quick runs between small islands. Shit, I remember this one time. Chastity suddenly starts stinking at herself. Stinger becomes a chuckle, and the chuckle eventually turns into a roaring laugh. She doubles over, clutching her sides. Well, come on, the Greeks aren't that funny. Chastity begins coughing in an effort to catch her breath. Sorry, I just, she gestures excitedly toward the grill with one hand. The fish! Finally pulling herself together, the mercenary stands up and takes a long, deep breath. Wiping a tear from her eye, she launches into the story. Okay, so this one time I was out on a fishing boat, but the skipper was actually running guns and missiles, Davari, right? Not much danger out there aside from other gun runners and pirates, so we were taking it slow. Nice, warm summer cruise. I'd been amusing myself by fishing while I kept watch. I got a tug at my line, and I reeled in this amazing gilt-head sea bream. It was beautiful, and a good 10 kilos. She stares off in the distance, shaking her head in disbelief. I knew right then that it's what we were having for dinner that night. That's a hell of a big fish. One of the other mercs on the boat was this elf pistol adept. Fastidious guy liked his fine wine and food. Anyway, he sidles up and asks what I'm going to do with it. What do you think I'm going to do? I say. I'm going to grill it up with some olive oil, lemons, and garlic. You know, standard Greek-style stuff. Well, the elf gets a look like I slapped his mother. He just screws his face up in a sneer and asks what the hell's wrong with me. Ask him how he'd do it. You'd have to poach a fish like that. Lay down a bed of pilaf rice, zucchini, bell peppers, and onions. You cook it slow and foil with a touch of wine. Only a barbarian would grill it, he says to me. Chastity dips her head, grinning. That wasn't something I was prepared to hear. I explained to him that for the fish's natural flavor, grilling was a superior choice. I might have suggested he had delusions of aristocracy. He countered that his method would create a superior flavor profile overall, as well as a complete meal, and questioned if my mother had been a goat and my father a chimpanzee. That went on until he had his Colt Manhunter's barrel halfway into my mouth and my combat knife was pressing against his trachea. We would have kept up our argument, too, if the first mate hadn't doused us with a fire hose. Chastity grins at you expectantly. How'd you end up cooking it? We didn't. We got blasted by the fire hose. The fish got washed through a scupper and back out into the sea. I think we ended up having spam and eggs instead. Wow. What a story. I like... That's like the Mass Effect, like, I have to go now response to someone telling a big story. Friendly orc. With an easy smile and relaxed body language, something about this orc seems intrinsically pleasant, despite the myriad guns and swords laying on the table near him. He raises a hand in greeting as you approach. Hey, stranger. Always nice to see a new face around here. Nice to meet you, too. You part of the crew? Who, me? Nah, man, I'm just hanging out here until my next job. I know some of the crew. It's a good transit hub if you're looking to go places by ship and stay off the official records. Pretty cool place, truth be told. His name's Garrick, by the way. Wandering swordsman, at your service. Does being a wandering swordsman pay well? I can't complain. Keeps food in my stomach and clothes on my back. I'm my own boss, and I can choose to take or turn down jobs whenever I please. The orc beams, planting a fist on each hip. Seems like a stupid way to live, but I kind of like it. It's like a messed up storybook adventure, you know. It's really not. You're just a mercenary with a different name. Same as me. How'd you get into the whole wandering swordsman thing? Seems a bit melodramatic. I grew up on stories about wandering Zhang Hu swordsmen and other martial artists. I love reading books like The Water March and The Deer in the Cauldron, Journey to the West. There's kind of romance to it that appealed to me. It still does. An outlaw living by their own code, fighting the mighty powers, living by their own wits. You're not fighting the mighty powers, though. You're just working for one mighty power against another. Beats the usual story I knew. Born poor, starve, die poor. Garrick gestures off towards the distance. Most people out there haven't got a shred of hope that there's anything better. You live like that, it grinds you down, I figure. If I can see my life as a modern version of one of those classics, I'll keep my spirits up. That's worth more to me than all the new yen in the world. I don't think that this guy's like, oh, so their problem, those poor people's problem is they just think that they're poor. If only they didn't think that they were poor, their lives would be better. I don't think that's the problem. Where are you from? Garrick doesn't sound like a Chinese name. I grew up on the street in Oakland, California. Free State. You know, Orkland? Garrick gestures towards two tusks, grinning. Non-humans weren't very welcome in San Francisco after Japan began protecting it. Anybody who wasn't highly connected to a normal human got shoved out. You'd probably have been fine. The Japanese Marines forced some humans out, but most of the victims weren't in minorities. Marched us all across the bridge at gunpoint without any kind of plan about where we'd stay. Didn't think it was their problem. Happened a year or two before I was born. A lot of people still live in shantytowns. No wonder you learned to fight. No kidding, right? You grow up on the street and want to get out, you end up dead, in a gang or a Shadowrunner. Not a whole lot of middle ground for us. Garrick grabs one of the pistols off a nearby table, holding it up. This here is your passport to a better life. It's that simple. Running a hand along his jaw, the orc grins ruefully. Remind me to tell you about my tragic past, too. Damn near guarantees life as a Shadowrunner. How'd you end up in Hong Kong? Garrick snaps his fingers excitedly. Ah, well this ties into my tragic past. A tale of revenge in foreign lands, swords and sorcery, of dead parents in the criminal underworld. You're awfully excited about a terrible event. Well, what do you expect? It happened when I was a kid, and that was ages ago. I lived in a slum surrounded by gangers and junkies. Objectively speaking, it was probably the best thing that happened to me. It got me out of Oakland. Gone to the corner store, and when I got back home, my home was on fire. Mom and Dad had been hacked up with a machete. Don't know why. Maybe a BTL dead. Maybe they just got on the wrong side of one of the local gangs. Long story short, a local fixer felt bad and took me in. Started me off as an assistant and moved me up to be his muscle as I got older. That does sound like a familiar story. Figured it might. People like us, we tend to go up for the same kind of places. Nobody gives up Easy Street for a life of crime unless they're seriously screwed up in the head. But it's a better life than begging or being at the bottom of the food chain, yeah? Anyway, once I was old enough, Big Sven, the fixer, hooked me up with my choily foot Sifu. That was when I got my first street chops. Odd jobs here and there. I'm not an adept, so I had to scrounge to install whatever ware I could afford. I'm out here because my Sifu figured it's time. What the hell is Sifu? Time for me to learn from other masters. I've been visiting monks, triad enforcers, back alley schools for months now. Are you looking to avenge your parents? I'm pretty sure the answer to that is no. I guess, if it comes up, or if I hear something. Seems like the kind of thing I should be honor bound to do, but it was so damn long ago, I figure I can afford to let it sit a little bit longer. Garrick shrugs, spreading his arms helplessly. Maybe that's kind of weird, but I don't want that part of my past to define me. See you later, Garrick. Sifu is the Chinese equivalent of sensei. Oh, thanks, Daimon. Hi, Daimon. If it happens, it happens. If not, at least I'll have an interesting trip. That's the thing, really. Be where you are, live where you are. Makes sense? Sure thing. There's an interesting thing here about, with this setting, about the idea of this kind of pipeline of the gangs, in the worst impoverished areas, and that there's clearly, based on all the origins of these characters, that there's a kind of like deliberate go in and hire or kind of pick up the survivors of the fittest, and turn them into agents of the corporate states, um, which is not really something that has a parallel. Like, it's a thing that makes sense, and it's very like, I think there's a lot of other fictional versions of this, like the Sardaukar in Dune, for example. Um, but I don't think that I don't know that there are actually a lot of historical antecedents necessarily. Certainly not in the U.S. Um, they generally just mass imprison them and use them for slave labor rather than try to filter them for. And they're not trying to recruit elite gang members into the military because generally it doesn't translate in reality. And there's enough middle class white dudes that they can recruit that are already ideologically prepped for the needs of U.S. military work. Oh, it's Constable Hui. Hoi. Constable's attention is locked onto his PDA's display. I really wish I knew how to pronounce like anything in Chinese. But we're almost done with the game, hopefully. Just because I'm standing here doesn't mean I'm not busy. He shrugs, tattoos moving at the rise and fall of his shoulders. State your business. I know we talked to this guy before. But what I really want to know is how, like, what we're on a pirate ship, and I don't have the ability to ask him about how does he feel about being on a pirate ship. Like, shouldn't he have something to say? Oh, it's her. Sergeant takes a long drag on her cigarette before meeting her gaze. She looks preoccupied with something. So, here you are. She closes her eyes and allows the smoke to spill from her lips. When she opens them again, they're on you. What brings you to my corner of the yard, runner? We're not in the yard anymore. I've got a few things on my mind. I figured you might be able to shed some light on some of them. Now that the shock's worn off, you got questions, huh? It's like these conversations have reset to where we are when we first got in the yard, which is weird. Really weird. She taps her cigarette, spilling ash to the ground. Alright, tell me what you want to know. How'd you wind up with this gig? Things are getting stale back in the office. She grabs her nose and gives it a short rub, sniffs. Actually, they've been stale for a few years. I need it out. Out of that lifeless recycled air, the constant sound of typing fingers, the suffocating stench of cologne. She looks like she might gag. I can smell my old boss coming from down the hall. Sounds delightful. Let me tell you, the stench of the harbor at low tide is worlds better than the odor in that office. Again, we're not in the harbor anymore. This assignment has been a huge relief to my senses, but who knows? Maybe one day I'll miss it. Nostalgia or whatever. What do you do when you're not being a cop? It's hard to clock out what you got in your badge. A lot of rookies don't realize it's 24/7 lifestyle. The better you get, the more it engulfs you. Yeah, never stop being a cop. She taps a cigarette. A small clump of glowing ash hits the ground. It's like a radar that won't turn off, or a sixth sense, or whatever. She rolls a small stick between her fingers. Point is, I don't get any free time. Alright, then what would you do if you did have free time? Sergeant lets out a single short laugh, but looks unamused. She raises her hands in a shrug. I'm doing what I want to be doing. Don't misunderstand that. But if my schedule allowed me a moment or two to myself, I'd do what I assume is the usual. Binge watch some Sims, go out to eat, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'd have a dog or a cat. Yeah, a cat. No, a gerbil. Easier. Now you're just messing with me. Her mouth curls into a smug smile. Maybe. We're gonna keep at it with her. Who's that? Triple Alpha. I don't know what that means. Let's talk to the pirate. A bored-looking pirate stands amid a collection of sea mines, a spiral-bound and laminated manual in one hand. The cover reads, Ares Mk62 Naval Mine. Oh. Well, that sounds good. That's a good sign. He's busily thumbing through it, a sour expression on his face. Hey, you need something? Oh, we've seen this portrait before. Was it just the guy at the end of last time? Pirate tossed the manual onto the ground near him. Do you really need a manual for sea mines? It doesn't inspire confidence. Hey, friend, I've got to deal with over 30 different types of mines, demolition charges, warheads, and bombs, and each one's been bought secondhand from a variety of security agencies, corporations, and governments. So you have to pardon me if I like to make absolutely certain that I'm following the right steps. The alternative is turning this tub into a smoking rack. Pirate jerked his thumb toward the mine. The only reason that the Bentang and our other ships are safe is that we've got enough explosives to level a small island. Without them, we'd be fighting off other pirates left and right. Mines are the pirate code for don't even think about it. You got a name? Call me Toog. Not my real name, obviously, but that shouldn't be a surprise. You. So this is my real name. This is my fake name. You can call me Cade Wolf. Toog nods in satisfaction. Good name, I think. Nice to meet you. Why are you on mine prep duty? Simple. I spent 12 years with the British Royal Navy as an explosive ordnance disposal technician. If it explodes, I know how to set it up or get rid of it. I wouldn't trust anyone else out here to handle them, that's for damn sure. Nobody else is trained. How'd you end up being a pirate? Happenstance, mostly. You know what being an EOD tech teaches you to do in the real world? Absolutely nothing. There's not a lot of call for bomb disposal outside of the police, and after my tour of duty was up in the Navy, I'd had enough of following orders. 12 years with Her Majesty's Salty Service, my main aim was to get drunk and forget all about being a sailor. Packed my kit and went out around the world. Ended up in Manila, half dead of alcoholism. Met a local girl named Christina. Got serious, she introduced me to her family. Turned out they were pirates. After we got married, I figured I might as well make myself useful. So, here we are, priming mines. More things change, the more they stay the same, right? You like it here? Like has nothing to do with it. These pirates are my family, so gotta stick by them. But, I mean, yeah, I guess I do. I'd rather be on a beach with a bottle of whiskey, but I could sail to a beach and we've got whiskey in the hold. Nobody's asking me to get shot at, and we're prosperous enough to feed ourselves. It's not a bad life, all things considered. Besides, I don't know how to do anything else aside from set up and disarm explosives. Not exactly a normal job. I mean, there actually is a lot of civilian applications of knowing how to set up explosives. Like in any kind of architecture or engineering. Like, well, not any kind of engineering, obviously, but architecture and building all kinds of stuff. Destroying stuff. Civilian-wise. Sounds like a life I'd enjoy. Well, find an eligible crew member and get married. It's a family operation, but they'll bring you in if you get hitched. Simple as that. Of course, you'd have to learn to be a sailor if you're not one already, but that's pretty easy. Look at that fancy guy. Triple Alpha. Yeah, I'm very confused by none of these people commenting on the fact they're not on a pirate ship. Powerful built woman stands by one of the huge guns, smoking a cigarette. She's carrying a cyberdeck and an assault rifle slung alongside it. She has the wide-eyed alertness of someone who's either supernaturally hyper-aware or has a lot of headwear. Her stance is easy and relaxed. It's the posture of someone who's ready to fight or flee at a moment's notice, but doesn't expect that she'll have to. The woman nods her head at you, taking a drag on her cigarette. You must be Cade Wolf. Heard about that dust-up at the Tiger's Den. Glad to see you got out alive. Yeah, me too. You work with Utama and her crew? Nah, first time here. I'm just waiting for the rest of my crew to show up. One looks you up and down. You look exactly like I thought you would. Heard some stories about that business that Josephine's saying. You can call me Triple Alpha, by the way. Us old runners, we gotta stick together, you know. Oh yes, us old runners. I've been doing this for like... I don't know how long the first game was supposed to take place, but at most a couple of months. You stand by your crew, they stand by you. Can't count on anyone else. She pursed her lips, looking around with an annoyed expression. If my crew would ever freaking get here, why am I always the first one on the scene anyway? I want to get out of the shadows and onto a beach. You look like you've seen a lot of action yourself. Alva lets out a rough cackle. Woman, you don't know the half of it. Tally up the runs I've been on, I think I might have seen more stuff than even Fast Jack. Might not be as old as him, but I think I take jobs a lot more regularly than he does. I've been to Los Angeles, Seattle, Hong Kong, Berlin, everywhere in between. If it's a weapon, I've fired it. If there's a corporation, I've run both for and against it. The woman gestures languidly with her cigarette as she speaks. It's never dull, I'll tell you that. How big a team do you have? We've got a rigger, a mage, an adept. I guess there's also our jack of all trades, too. She's not really very good at anything, but she's got a lot of heart. Totally unafraid to march alongside us, even if all she can manage is to plink away with that crappy pistol of hers. And then there's me. You can guess what I do. Alpha gestures to the cyberdeck and the assault rifle slung across her back. Yes, the Decker gunslinger. That's a natural archetype. Why let your friend tag along if she's not good at anything? Morale, mostly. She's younger than the rest of us. Hasn't been sinless as long. We go to her if we need a more down-to-earth opinion on things. You're staying out of the shadows for good? Alpha shakes her head and stares off in the distance. No, I don't think so. I've been running the shadows for my whole life. It's all I've ever done. I don't know how to do anything else. This is more of a vacation. A break, if you will. Figure we take a break, hit some beaches, take in the sights that are off the beaten path, come back when we're rested. Keep doing the same thing forever, you're bound to burn out. She glances sidelong at you and gives a little grin. You must get paid quite a lot to be able to take that much time off. She grins and shrugs sheepishly. I don't want to brag, but I'm kind of rolling in money, yeah. It's a little bittersweet, I guess. Not sure how long we're going to be out of the life. It'll be a few years, at least. A lot of our gear and cyberware is getting old. It's harder to keep up with the other runners out there. Kind of upgrade takes time, you know? Not only do you have to track down the new stuff, you have to recuperate and all that. Pretty sure we'll be back, though. When we are, she makes a little whistle and grins widely. Better watch out, because we'll be top of the line. What are you going to do once you're out? You can call me K-12. Obviously, that's my street name, too. Yep. Well, you met the one guy that did that. One of those silly backer characters. Aside from a nice hit on a beach somewhere? Aside from hit a nice beach somewhere. Very different. I don't know. There's plenty of interesting stuff to see around the world. She takes a drag on her cigarette and ponders the question. I want to see some old ruins, you know? Temples, castles, stuff like that. I like history, so I'm always excited when I get to go to older cities like Rome or Athens. With as much money as I got, maybe I'll take a trip into space and play tourists there too. Never been to space before. Hey, you take care of yourself, okay? It's a rough world out there. Nobody's gonna look out for you except for your crew and yourself. I like your style. Kind of feel like we've seen the same kind of runs, so watch your back, okay? She takes a long drag on her cigarette and flicks the butt away for lighting a new one. Those things will kill you, you know. She chuckles. Maybe they will, but scary things have tried and failed, so I'm feeling pretty okay with my one vice. She touches 2 fingers to her brow in a wry salute. Good luck. Maybe we might run into each other again after I've gotten upgraded and taken a bit of a break. Looking forward to when it happens. Not in this game. This game is not advancing that many years. I hope. Back for more gear. Again, how do these people not have any reaction to this? What a weird thing. Okay, let's go talk to Q. Q's command trailer is strangely peaceful. The crew of systems experts that formerly manned the multitude of terminals inside are nowhere to be found, and the omnipresent hum of the trailer's computer banks has fallen silent. Senior Inspector glances up from her desk, half turning to face... Excuse me. Good, you're here. I Sentence trails to nothing as she sneezes, her eyes shut, wincing. Her hands go to rub her temples. I can give you a minute if you want. No, it's okay. It's just this damn migraine. She grabs her temples with both hands. Feels like someone lit a fire behind my eyes. If I were you, I'd get that checked out. Tell him I must have a doctor stashed away somewhere. She waves her suggestion off. I'll be fine. I already know what's causing this. It won't be a problem anymore. I dished it after Lamb turned on us. The necklace, you mean? She nods grimly. Yeah, it hurt to use, like looking through lenses ground to someone else's prescription. Made the drain from spellcasting hurt more, too. Truth is, I've been in constant pain for the past couple of months. Cost of doing business, I guess. You know, I'd be a lot more sympathetic if you hadn't fucked with my head while I was knocked out. She stares at you, hard. After a few seconds, she averts her gaze. Fair enough. Conversation lulls. The pause stretches to 15 seconds before Q opens her mouth again. Look, I get that you might not care, but you should know that I soaked up some nasty drain breaking us out of the trap. I'm not at 100%, and I probably won't be for months. That'll make what's coming harder for you. I don't need you at 100%. Get me into a room with Creighton, I'll handle the rest. You might have to, but let's hope it doesn't come to that. She shakes her head to clear it, gritting her teeth in discomfort. Okay, we've got a job to do, so let's do it. Let's see what else we have to discuss with you first. She sighs heavily, rubs the bridge of her nose. Okay, rubs the bridge of her nose. Okay, I guess I owe you some answers. Go ahead and say what you have to say. You've got my attention. You kept secrets from Lamb. I want to make sure you aren't keeping any more from me. If I had any more surprises in store, I'd have sprung them on you already, but I don't. I'm pissed off, I'm hurt, I'm tired, I'm scared to death of what's coming. All that I really want to do is lie down and sleep for a month, but that isn't an option either. Alright, fair enough. Got another question for you, though. I mean, I don't really believe her, but... Talk, then. Tell me what's bothering you. Let's clear the air so we can concentrate on the job. You told Lamb you suspected Ku, but not him. Because he was an idealist. A damn cheerleader, truth be told. He was always moralizing, going on about the standards we needed to hold ourselves to. Grinds her teeth in aggravation. He used to harp on and on about transparency and accountability, about how we were supposed to serve the public first and the council second. I mean, that's legally not even true. Idealists are more dangerous than pragmatists, in my experience. Yeah, well, you're not wrong there. Obviously, my trusting Lamb was a mistake. Tell me about your magic. I need to know more about your capabilities. Before we enter the field again. Yeah, that's why, not because I want to know if I have to fight you. What you saw in the Tiger's Den is what you get. I can make you move faster, I can make your aim better, I can reduce a small group of assholes to their component atoms. And in a pinch, I'm a crack shot with my duty weapon, so we got that going for us too. That's about it. That's what I can do. But like I said, I'm not operating at peak efficiency right now. Truth be told, I'm having trouble staying upright. Another hit of drain like that one, I'll be in trouble. Let's make sure it doesn't come to that. It's really funny they introduce this, have an actual story beat about drain. When I didn't even realize that there was a mechanic for drain in this game until this, like a couple of streams ago, until into the epilogue. And I've played how many of these? I've played 3 of these games. And I'm assuming they all have it because it is a mechanic in Shadowrun. I know it's a mechanic in Shadowrun, and it just never occurred to me. I was just like, oh, everything's on a timer, a turn timer. That makes sense, sure. So the other option is to demand an apology. I don't feel like that she owes me an apology. Because she was doing her job. I'm a merc. She's a merc, effectively. It's just kind of, I'm still mad about it. Alright, Q, we're good. Show me the PDA and we'll get this show on the road. You fished Lamb's PDA out of the evidence bag that Q had you put it in. The device is in bad shape, its case warped and bent, but the screen winks on at your command. Display is streaked with Lamb's dried blood. It looks like red gelatin, thin and watery. You can just make out the text underneath. But you're mad in a professional capacity. Yeah, I guess. Or I'm being professionally not mad and impersonally mad. I don't know. That's a lot of junk mail. From Wallace Koo to Andy Lamb. Everything's ready on our end. Now you need to hold up your end of the deal. Package has to be delivered before the wild card leaves the evidence room, or this whole thing is going to get messy. I'm the package, I guess. Making me the wild card. She rolls her eyes. What an idiot. If he wanted to speak in code, he could have been a little less obvious about it. If things do get messy, it's your ass, Lamb. Crate wants this to go by the numbers, and that means both the package and the wild card caught in the same trap. We can't chance the package catching a bullet before we can question her, and a firefight in the hallway could raise questions. Know your job. Do it well, and you'll get what you were promised. Taiwan says, haha, Q, I have a cooler code name than you. Q was the task force's magical interrogator, right? The pockmarked guy worked me over before you got to me? Yeah, and now he's a mound of bloody ash decorating the floor of the Tiger's Den evidence room. Overall, I'd call that an improvement. Second message. From Crate. Mr. Lamb, much as I appreciate your concern for the citizens of Hong Kong, it is not your place to question my tactics. The behavior of the SDU is none of your concern. The changes that you hope to see will never come about while Mitsuhama is viewed favorably by the Executive Council. Our client wants to see its reputation tarnished, and a certain amount of heavy-handedness on our part is necessary to make that happen. It's all part of the plan, Senior Inspector. You do your job, let me do mine. Alright, so that's where Crate and her people come into this. The massacre at the end of the Kowloon City riots, the police brutality led to the riots in the first place. They were all intended to hurt Mitsuhama's PR. What's the end goal? Why would anyone spend this much money to tank the reputation of their own police force? I don't think it's this or this. What even is there for a military to have a coup in Hong Kong? The message says something about changes. It's pretty hazy on the details, though. Yeah, hazy. Let's keep reading. Outbox. Alright, Koo. I reconsidered your proposal, and I want in. You were right. Q is a lost cause. She's corporate to the bone. Trying to argue with her is like talking to a brick wall. She doesn't give a damn about what the HKPF is supposed to stand for. All that matters to her is the company's bottom line. Oh, fuck you, you little weasel. At least I don't turn on my own people for a paycheck. It's funny. I used to be such an idealist. I joined the HKPF because I wanted to help people. Again, no, you didn't. No one in this setting would ever do that. No cop does that today. Like, unless they, by help people, they mean I want to help white people stay on top. Rich white people. But like, those people exist and think that they're, helping people, but they have a very specific definition of who they're including in people that it doesn't really mean anything to accept that as an argument. And certainly in Shadowrun setting, it's like you've made such a dystopian setting. What the hell is that background noise? That's weird. You can't really have someone who actually is an idealist. An idealist in this sense. But that isn't what this organization is about, whatever the recruiters say. Good cops don't have a place in Mitsuhama's police force. Again, why? Mitsuhama's just one of the corporate sponsors, right? The corporate culture of the HKPF either changes them if they're weak or chews them up if they're strong. Either way, they wind up broken. I can't be a part of that machine anymore. The big change you're talking about is a chance to fix things, a real honest-to-God chance. So, as much as I hate your methods, I'm going to help you. I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it because I want the HKPF to be better. This is a chance to make that happen. A remote chance, maybe. It's better than nothing. Sounds like he's expecting some sort of shakeup within the HKPF. Frown deepens. Yeah, sounds that way. Tell Crate I'm in. I can bring you Q and I can help you to dismantle this task force, but you should know that if you've been bullshitting me, if things don't change for the better, I'm coming after you. You can count on that. What a joke. You would be fucked. Threatening a mage like Q doesn't seem like a good idea. Lamb would have gotten himself killed if he tried anything. Still, we learned something here. Lamb was convinced that Crate and her people were working towards some sort of shakeup in the HKPF. A big change. What kind of change do you think they're talking about? Not sure yet. I don't want to speculate until we've pulled everything out of this PDA that we can. Let's keep reading, see what else we can turn up. Second mission. Message. To Irene Tong. Irene, I know that you may have a reason to hate the police, but hear me out. What happened to your family was wrong. I'm going to do everything I can to make it right. I can't bring your husband back, but I can help you make sure that the constables who killed him pay for their crime. Big changes are coming, I promise. Between then and now, please allow me to cover your mortgage payments. I recently come into a large sum of money, and I want you to have it. Consider it a show of good faith till I can bring you the justice you deserve. I don't know anything about this, she frowns. Must have been related to some old case of Lamb's from before he got assigned to the task force, or maybe it was a personal thing, a friend of his, or a romantic interest. Somebody cared about, that much is clear. Sounds like Lamb blamed HKPF culture for this woman's family tragedy. Personal crusades have been started for less. Yeah, sure. Grouping up the people responsible for the Kowloon City massacre out of guilt, though? Grouping up with. She shakes her head. What kind of ass backwards thinking is that? Kind that idealists and zealots avoid use to justify their actions. Nothing new about it. The whole thing raises more questions than it answers. Let's keep going. There has to be more in here for us to find. The message has been corrupted. A meaningless stream of garbled text fills the screen. Live chat. Oh, it's a chat with me. Did you authorize a second mind probe of Wolf while she was unconscious? I'm looking at the transcript of her interview, and she insists the two mages were screwing around with her brain last night. I forgot her name's Fiona. No, I was against you having her scanned in the first place, remember? Why would I give authorization for two different mages to fuck around in her brain? Oh, you... I don't know. Maybe you wanted two sets of findings checked against one another. I know you have trust issues where magic is concerned. I didn't authorize anything, Lamb, and unless we have a second magical interrogator I don't know about on the task force, I'm going to go ahead and guess that she's making it up. So what? You just want to dismiss this? You don't think it warrants further investigation? In a perfect world, I'd tell you to knock yourself out. But right now, in the world that we live in, there's no time for that. We're too close to Crate to go hunting for a mystery mage who may not exist. ... The council doesn't want any more delays, Lamb. Neither does Mitsuhama, so drop it and do your job. I don't want to tell corporate about this. Alright, Fee, you win. For now. But this discussion isn't over. Well, Lamb, it is. Keep going, Cade. Let's see what else there is to see. Just like, well, it is, because you're dead. The junk mail. Lamb's junk mail folder is packed to the gills with all manner of unsolicited messages, scam mail, advertisements for everything from illicit drugs to designer electronics, and countless pornographic images fill the screen. Take days to sort through all this for anything useful, and searching by trial and error would likely expose the PDA to a whole host of nasty worms and viruses. Remind me never to open my own junk folder. Search the junk folder, mail folder for tagged messages. Ha ha! Good catch, Cade. I'm good. Don't make me regret the fact that I brought you onto this team. Quit haranguing Crate with your high-minded bullshit. She's a busy woman and she doesn't want to hear it. Crate is a businesswoman. She isn't in this to change things. She just wants to get paid. If you keep harping about what the people need, you're going to piss her off. Then we'll both land on her shit list. I get that you have ideals. I respect them. But repeat this to yourself until it sinks in. The people aren't paying us. Ares is. Boom! We do what they say, and sometimes that means hurting people. Sack up and deal with it. Shit. If this is true, we've got problems. Ares Macro Technology is even bigger than Mitsuhama is, and Ares Asia Holding has a major presence on the Executive Council. Remember, Lamb, ultimately everything we're doing is for the greater good. Just wait until you see what's happening in Taipo with your own eyes. The change that you're looking for is coming. As long as everything goes according to plan, it'll be here before you know it. Play it cool and everything will be just fine. Obviously, whoever we're up against was going to have access to money and resources. I expected that, but Ares... well, that's a damn near our worst case scenario for us. Gestures feebly at the screen. Keep reading if you want. I have to think about this for a minute. Search the trash bin. Little digging reveals a file buried in the PDA's trash can. Looks like Lamb intended to get rid of it, but he died before he got around to pulling the trigger on it. I'm assuming this is going to point us to the file we just got, but... Mr. Crew tells me you've accepted our offer. Welcome aboard. Once you've delivered Q, report to me, and we'll have you relocated to the Taipo facility. You'll be safe there. We have the location under 24-hour guard, for obvious reasons. From there on out, all that you need to do is keep your head down and count your money. Keep up your end, and you're soon to be a very wealthy and influential man. Oh, so I guess you probably searched Taipo, and it comes up with that, because that was in that email. If Crate's client, whoever it is, we already know who it is, has something worth guarding in Taipo, that's what we need to check out next. Let's keep going. This is good intel, but we need to get everything out of this PDA that we can, which we already did. Good detecting. Finally, just typing every name in that we know gets us something. I think that's everything we're getting. She accepts the device, a grim expression on her face. Yeah, I'm thinking that maybe you're right. Q turns the PDO over in her hand, then flips off the device's power switch. The screen flickers and dies. She rubs her eyes, drawing her attention to the dark hollows underneath them. Alright, so here's what we've got. Crate and her people are working for Ares. They're trying to tank Mitsuhama's reputation with the Executive Council so they can bring about some kind of change within the HKPF. And they've got a facility in Taipo that they're keeping under heavy guard, presumably related to this change in some way. That sounds about right. It isn't much, but it's something. At least we know who's holding Crate's leash. The answer to that question isn't particularly comforting, but it's better than not knowing at all. Maybe it's time to call those friends at Mitsuhama back? This is what they've been looking for, isn't it? My credibility with them is more or less bottomed out at this point, but I'll see what I can do. Go back to your boat and inform the rest of your team. I'll call you when I know more. Alright, talk to you then. Well, everything seems to be more or less in one piece. Did you and Q get anything figured out? More to the point, do you know who we're fighting yet? Yeah, we know who we're up against. Crate and her people are being funded by Ares. That's not what I was hoping to hear. Ares is serious business. So what's next? We can't exactly take the fight to them. We aren't equipped for that. They're up to something in Taipo. My best guess is we'll be heading there next. We have a target. Good. I'd very much like to bring this episode to a close. PDA buzzes, cutting him off. Q. Q's face flickers out of the PDA's view screen. She looks haggard, even more so than before. But exactly the same. Call was a bust, Cade. Still got a few execs willing to go to bat for me, but the rest have already written us off as a failure. Nobody's going to risk antagonizing Ares on my say-so. We're going to need a hell of a lot more than one misfiled email if we're going to convince them to move on this. I guess we're heading to Taipo. Yeah, looks that way. She lets out a long sigh. Look, Cade, I told you that you and your team would be well compensated for helping me, but I never really specified exactly what your reward would be. I think that you should know. Okay, you've got my attention. We'll start with the bad news. I can't put a monetary value on what your team will receive. Truth be told, I'm going to have to wrestle with corporate to get them much of anything. A lot of the cost of renting out the Bentang came out of what had been set aside for your reward. Excuse me? What? You still get paid, I promise you that. It just won't be enough to retire on. Nothing I can do about it. It's just the way it has to be. Comet crosses her arms over her chest, disgusted look on her face. Yeah, I'm sure it is. We never should have trusted. Q's voice cuts in, talking over her. As for you, Cade, you heard of his story. For you, I've got something better than money. There is nothing better than money. Keep talking. I can get your sin restored. Duncan's, too. I can give you your old lives back. Well, that seems very rude to the others. Holy shit. That's right. Imagine the doors that'll open for you. You can return to Seattle. Pretend that none of this ever happened. Hell, you can do whatever you want. And you can do it completely above board. What I'm offering you is the freedom to make your own choices again. Same freedom that Crate and Josephine Sang and Kindly Chang took away from you. Anyway, I just wanted you to know that's on the line before we headed out to Taipo. She rubs her eyes, stretches. I'm going to get my kit ready. I recommend you do the same. Hold action. There's still some jobs that I need to finish, and you need the rest. She frowns. Well, I can't argue with the second part. Okay, Cade, you win. Do whatever work you need to do, tie up loose ends, make your clients happy. Take in the sights on the Bentang. All the standard stuff. When you're finished, go to Jomo. He'll sneak us into Taipo. We can finish this. She begins to look away and seems to think better of it. The camera refocuses on her face. And, Cade, your boss is Rock. That Kong that you took from Eddie Peng? Your boss is Rock. Oh! Got broken in the move. I found it at about 50 pieces when he got here. It's in the waste bag under my desk if you still want it, but I can't imagine it's worth much anymore. Sorry about that. That's the very first thing we did was go into that bar and intimidate those guys and handing us over that magical thing for Kindly. In the epilogue campaign. The video feed crackles and dies. Key's face winks off on your PDA, and the display goes dark. Well, Kindly's gonna be pissed, but this presents us with something of a conundrum, my friend. He takes a drag on his cigarette and slowly releases smoke through his nostrils. Koshai paws at the ground. If this payment goes through, your shadow-running days with this team are over. With a sin, you would be a liability. You could perhaps remain in Hioi, but you'd need to find a different line of work. My only option, a difficult decision. I'll put some thought into it. I think Duncan would want his back. I don't think I do. See that you do. For now, we have a job to prepare for. Kindly Cheng wishes us to complete this task, and so we will. Payday or no. The conspiracy could pose a threat to the Yellow Lotus, and we cannot say with certainty whether it does or not until we enter that warehouse in Typo. You're right. Get ready. We've got a secure facility to raid. And I've got a bunch of people to talk to. I don't think I have any jobs, do I? Yeah, we didn't get any new jobs on the ship. Looking for Milk Run. Experienced Decker and a fresh-faced team of runners looking for basic runs. Subcontract your dullest jobs to us. Preferred, no jobs involving experimental stims, secret chem labs, escapes on mopeds, the walled city, underwater pipes, or ferrets, just to be on the safe side. Message me. SJ, wouldn't taking on your dullest jobs make this milk run a bit too, milky? For this team, no. Just this once. I know this sounds crazy, so hear me out. I want to go on a run where half the team doesn't get riddled with bullets, or dissolved in acid, or fed into a giant meat grinder. Call me crazy, but I think it'd be a nice change of pace. Hey SJ, I've got a mission that I could probably throw your way. It requires some discreet sewer dredging below a night errant facility. Security should be lax. The stories about raking crocodiles down there are probably just urban legends. You guys want in? Yes! Perfect! I don't think our partnership is going to work out. What, you don't want to go into the sewers? That's a milk run. I don't think I ever worked out what a Kong was. Apparently it's breakable. It was just like a magic artifact. Or I don't even know that it was magic. It seemed like it was probably magic. Where's Pinky Swear? Hello, Shadows. I'm trying to locate Pinky Swear. Last we heard, our paranoid friend was freaking out over robot ants. It's been quite some time since we spoke. Truth be told, I'm getting genuinely worried. Any tips welcome. Yeah, about that haiku stalking. You got something? Spit it out. Well, it wasn't Jivebot, or Codex, or whatever the Matrix rumor mill seems to believe. Jackie, as in with a J, I have a sinking feeling that I know what you're about to tell me. Yeah, it was me. After Pinky and I split up, Pinky never changed the door codes. When I figured that out, I thought I'd just, play a harmless prank. You've got a funny definition of harmless. She's probably in the middle of a psychotic break running through the hills to escape a bunch of imaginary poetry ants. Well, if she's gone, we could raid her apartment. She's got loads of great gear, and she was probably too busy panicking to change the codes again. Fuck it. Count me in. Oh, Ractor was just standing there while watching me do that. Hey, Ractor. Ractor glances up from his workstation, an eyebrow arcing upward as he turns to face you. Onto the desk, Koshai dips his chassis in recognition. Well, my friend, our fortunes have undergone an interesting turn, have they not? I would not have thought to find myself cast out to sea, but here we are. Well, we get to hang out with pirates. Take that over an HKPF task force any day. Indeed. In point of fact, I'm rather enjoying the change of scenery. There's something soothing, almost meditative, in watching sea mines bob to the motion of the waves. A relaxed smile spreads across his face. He absentmindedly fishes a cigarette out of his breast pocket. They're really quite lovely, like enormous sea urchins with shells of rusted iron, pregnant with destructive potential. I'll give you this, Ractor. You have an interesting way of looking at the world. Yes, my friend, I suppose that I do. He snatches a butane torch from his desk, flicks it on, and whisks his cigarette through the flame. A plume of gray smoke curls toward the ceiling. You'll forgive my flights of fancy, I'm sure. How are you enjoying life on the Benteng? Pauses for a moment, considering. Truthfully, I rather like it. She's a lovely old vessel, well suited to our role as a floating fortress. And you? How are you enjoying our new, if temporary, home? Well, she's well armed, I'll give her that. As long as she keeps the HKPF at bay, I'm happy to be here. The police wouldn't dare venture anywhere near this ship. What is our value compared to that of a patrol boat and the lives of her crew? He shakes his head. Too much to risk for too little gain. They will not come for us here. Were you on the last run? You were not on the last run. Hey, Gaichu. Gaichu is seated cross-legged on the floor of his cabin, swords unsheathed in front of him. An array of tools rests nearby, and the air is thick with the scent of clove oil. The tools include a stack of small paper squares, several stones, a tiny metal pick, and a high-tech vice grip of some sort. He raises a hand in greeting as you enter. Pardon me if I do not stand, Cade. Fine as these swords may be, they require as much maintenance as any other weapon. Burrs to be sanded out, dents to be reformed, etc. The salt air here does the blades no favors. Please make yourself at home. Don't worry about it, Gaichu. It looks complicated. It's an involved process, yes. I'm hardly an expert either. A certified sword polisher generally will apprentice for many years before starting their own business. My own efforts are barely adequate to keep these swords in good repair. Should a serious defect develop, I would need to bring them to a metallurgist first, and then an artisan polisher. So, what may I do for you? Talk to you later. I don't get to ask you about the Benteng. Let's go talk to Duncan. We're going to have a lot to talk to Duncan about. You find Duncan pacing the small room, his thoughts elsewhere, but his reverie breaks as soon as you approach him. He looks thankful to the distraction. We don't have a lot to talk to Duncan about, oddly. What do you think of the last run? Duncan grits his teeth at the question. Clearly I'm interrupting. I'll leave you alone with your friends, Gaichu. Yeah. Lamb. That fucking traitor. For all the senior inspector's planning and big promises, this task force ended up getting boned just as badly as we usually do by our clients. Boned? We were saying fuck a lot in this epilogue. Leaking information, switching sides, raising the stakes. I know that as runners, it's us versus everyone else, but times like these when I really feel it. Excuse me. He opens and closes his hands, as trying to work out all the tension out of them. Well, at least Q's still with us. He scoffs. Q. Best of luck to her. Play out our part in this game of hers. Let's hope she still knows what the fuck she's doing. Thanks for listening, Cade. We're balls deep in this now. No way out. Well, then he just dropped another F-bomb, so... Darwin said, Duncan just learned he might get a sin back. He's trying to clean up his language. Not always very successfully, yeah. It's a work in progress. You sense a change in the environment immediately upon entering the room. Seconds later, it hits you. It's quiet in here. The usual drone of beeps, hums, and fans is conspicuously absent. Isabel leans up against a steel table, picking what looks like glass off a warped circuit board. Profile is illuminated with a blue-green glow by the glowing scene beside her. Oh no! She looks up at you with heavy eyes. She speaks, and her tone is grave. So, it all comes down to this. We knew this was coming. What I find surprising is what's happened in here. Why is it so quiet? Her hand pauses and a piece of glass falls from between her fingers. She hesitates, sets down the circuit board. Had to power everything down, just in case, well, in case something happens and I don't come back. Her eyes bore into the floor at her feet. Except for the octopus, that is. The octopus stays on. We'll be back, Isabel. We lived through a hell of a lot worse. Shouldn't trivialize this mission, Cade. Everyone could be our last, and the small ones. We're Shadowrunners. You've got to think cautiously, always. I will if you will. Little Decker rolls her eyes at your comment, but the corner of her mouth lifts into a smile. Yeah, Cade. Okay, I can do that. The last run. Isabel's eyes are cold when she looks at you. A bitterness creeps into her voice when she speaks. You saw it coming. Or, no. We should have seen it coming. With our luck, it's a wonder that both Lamb and Q didn't turn on us. Sure, we still have the company woman on our side, but things have gotten a lot more complicated. Just for once, I wish we could be one step ahead of our enemies. She shakes her head and tosses her hands up in defeat. Oh well, nothing but old news now. Only thing we can do is learn from it and move on. Still nothing with that. You enter Gobbet's cabin to find her gulping something from a chipped plastic mug. As the mug's contents slosh and churn, a sharp antiseptic note stings your nostrils. She glances up from her drink and locks eyes with you. The pirates make this. I think it's like a kind of whiskey. She frowns down at the mug. I don't know what they make it from, but it tastes like salty turpentine. Why are you drinking it? Because I needed a drink, and this stuff kicks like a mule. I mean, it's definitely swill, but it's powerful swill. You want some? Thanks, but no thanks. I prefer my turpentine without salt. She shrugs and tosses back the remaining liquid. I try all of Gobbet's soups and shit. I just don't drink with her. Or anyone else. A few seconds later, a fit of barking coughs shakes her chest and her eyes begin to water. She rubs at them with her knuckles, gasping for air. Oh, that was a mistake. I'm dizzy. She grimaces, smacking her lips. My tongue feels like I dipped it in furniture wax, and there are crickets chirping in my brain. You need me to get a medic? I'll be fine. Rat can eat anything, drink anything. It'll make me stronger. She shakes her head to clear it. Now, you weren't here to drink with me, so what do you want? I should be up for a little chit-chat before I keel over. What do you think of the Benteng? It's a tricked-out barge that doesn't go anywhere. That makes it a glorified raft. Think back to the last raft we spent a lot of time on. The sinking ship. Think of the shit that went down there. Remember the smell of the killing pit? The disease-ridden rat monsters that tried to eat us? Yeah, I remember. Yeah, well, then you already know the answer to your question. It's not that I don't appreciate what the pirates are doing for us. Hell, I kind of like some of them. They're a fun group. I just prefer to hang out on dry ground is all. I mean, we've been on the boat the whole time. It hasn't bothered you. Her knees flex as she adjusts to a sudden sway of the deck, a rogue wave. After it passes, she puts her hands on her hips and focuses on you. Anyway, what about you, Seattle? How are you enjoying the pirate life? Honestly, I kind of dig it. Yo-ho and all that. Her lips lift into a smirk. Next time we're on shore, I'll make sure to find you a parrot. Something with truly decadent plumage. And a big floppy hat, maybe. Something you could wear at a rakish angle. One of my first D&D characters in college. This was in a campaign run by Jay from Nowhere, who's in the chat sometimes. He was the youngest character in terms of age, and he was basically, the idea was he was this kind of kid. I mean, I don't remember how old he was actually supposed to be, like late teens, early 20s or something. He was a kid who was like, poor kid who had just, left his ran away from home basically to become an adventurer because he thought it sounded very exciting. And partway or towards the end of the campaign, we encountered pirates, and we met like these very outlandish pirate group with the king of the pirates, and also one of the defining features that we decided was pirates had rank by the size of their hat. So the king of the pirates had the largest hat. And the end of that campaign was, we kind of, because we ended up, it was like the end of a college year, and then we came back, and we started a new campaign in the same setting, but with different characters. And so we had talked about what did our old characters do after the campaign ended. And because the first campaign ending had like, there was a betrayal of a main character, of a player character that betrayed us, and then a bunch of horrible shit happened and people died and stuff. So I decided that my character had said, "Fuck this! Adventures are terrible. The fun thing is to be a pirate," and his whole goal was to become the Pirate King. And at the end, like 3 or 4 years later, when we I had like several more campaigns in this setting. At the end of the campaign with like our highest level characters that were like had to go fight some god, some demon lords and demigods and stuff. And the Pirate King, who had been around the whole time from the original campaign, had come with us for some reason. Hi Mary. And so he kind of got elevated up into demigodhood to help us fight these things. And his last act was to pass on his giant hat to my original character. And he finally got what he wanted. And that was that character's overall ending, and it was very good. It was like the only character from that original campaign that actually survived. I like you too, Mary. I'm glad you're here. We're working for pirates in this game. Well, technically we're not working for pirates. We're just working with pirates, I guess. Deal. Good. So you need anything else? Come on, let's change the subject. What did you think of the last run? Well, we got some answers and we didn't get killed. That's something, I guess. Can't say I'm thrilled about being betrayed like we were, or hunted down, or any of that, but I guess it beats me getting shot. I mean, we did get shot, repeatedly. We just didn't die. If there's a silver lining to be found here, I guess it's that we know where we're going next. Granted, we don't know what we'll find when we get there, but we've got a destination. That's better than nothing. Is there nothing gonna happen with this fucking noodle machine? If it's just a pure troll, I mean, that's kind of amazing if it is, but... See, I don't think it doesn't seem like we have anything else to do. Like, we don't have any other side missions. I guess it's because these guys are still here. You could do... And Jomo's still here, obviously. You could do the side missions we didn't do before this one. Or that we did do, but if you didn't do them... I already said it is and always will be the noodle machine. Diamond said it'll be a post-credit scene, which seems entirely possible. Jomo nods at you with a mischievous grin. Things all sorted out now? Toma happy? Q2? How could Jomo help you today? Let's finish this! You sure? Might be a one-way trip. Yep. Sorry, just a sec. So I think, just like the last mission, we're going to take the 3 people who have... I mean, we always take these 2, it's just a matter of the 3rd slot. But I think we take Isabelle because it's her revenge, too. Oh, there's the guy who's just his name. So we can't, I was thinking maybe we could take some of these people on this boat that we talked to. Some of these Shadowrunners that are hanging out on the boat. But apparently we don't. That's interesting. Let's go to Tai Po. I don't know where Tai Po is, but... You watch the Benteng drift slowly out of view as the drunken mistake bobs turbulently on dark, choppy waves. Well, thank you for the follow, Crisley Bear. You could take Felicia Day. We could take Felicia Day. Angry rain dimples the water's surface and obscures the world around you in a haze. Before long, the warehouses appear on the horizon. Great gray silhouettes looming just beyond the docks. Creightner people are guarding a warehouse here. You don't know what you're going to find inside, but this is the last lead that you have to follow. If the conspiracy within the SDU is going to be stopped, it has to happen tonight in that warehouse. I mean... Or we could get another lead, which leads somewhere else, which leads somewhere else. Like, I don't know why that's out of the question. Q sits nearby, her fingers pressing into her temples, a sign of her distress, no doubt. But despite her evident discomfort, she still looks present and alert. Tai Po, once a small fishing village, now encrusted with cheap industrial warehouses, grows ever closer. Water whips down from the skies. You bump against the rocks. You've arrived. Imagine just taking 3 hirelings with you on the final mission. That would be terrible. Okay, so we got to go through and equip everyone. Oh my god, we have that minigun. That's right. All right, Duncan. Well, you're getting the minigun, Duncan. Actually, it's not a minigun. I got to remember. It looks like it's a minigun, but it is not actually. It's very much not a minigun. Um, and you also need the sniper rifle. Also, we have a ton of equipment. So we're probably going to give you some kind of grenade. Definitely don't need smoke grenades. Okay, so these are the... Oh no. 14 damage, 3 AP damage, 14 damage, strips 3 armor. Okay, I'd rather have that, I think, right now. Can I equip Crate? Is Crate on the team? Crate is not on the team. I equip Crate. There's Gobbet. I gotta... Oh, that's a new assault rifle as well, I didn't realize. It's not as good as the Stare, though. Doesn't seem like it. Oh, I guess it has a larger capacity. 2 additional attacks in burst and fallout. Oh, okay, I see that. So that is good. But it just can't fire in single shot. Interesting. Let's take some of these. Oh, you can't use that, I guess. That's funny. Didn't I have spells for you? I guess not. Probably just do this. Yeah, you get to use the medkits. But you don't get a better gun. Then there's me. Wish we could do more with these grenades. I wish I could hand them all over to Crate. But, alright. Guess I'll just do that. Unspent karma. Sure, let's look at our karma. I don't know how much karma I have. I have 14. I don't need 2 drones. Well, I don't have 2 drones. I would have had to do that beforehand. Could have done that, I suppose. And not had a gun? That's what I used to do. Oh, that's my spirit control. What is this? Oh, more powerful summon spirits. I haven't needed it so far. Honestly, let's probably do that. Let's just get me hit points. Cold rain lashes your face. You take your place in the typo dock. The storm is loud, practically deafening. Periodic thunderclaps roar like distant cannon fire. A flash of lightning stabs your eyes. Q stands beside you, bracing herself against the storm. She turns to Captain Jomo, practically shouting to be heard over the howling wind. Jomo! Any chance anyone caught sight of us on the way in? Pirate cups his hand to his mouth and barks out his reply. You insult me! Crate's traitorous pigs were as blind to our approaches. She shouts back, cutting him short. Yes, we've got it, thank you. She pauses a moment as a sudden gust of wind nearly bowls her over. Straightening, she leans toward you. Well, she's like incredibly thin, so... Okay, We already know that SDU is patrolling the area. There'll probably be an Ares presence on site too. We need to be surgical in our approach. Take them from ambush if possible, and kill them quickly. That means we creep ahead, not sprint. And if we spot them, we shoot them before they catch sight of us. Got it? I don't think there's any talking our way in this one, as much as I would like to. Don't worry about me. Are you going to be alright? I'm good as I'm going to be. Head's still pounding like a jackhammer, but I'll manage. We've got the element of surprise on our side. On top of that, visibility and comm reception have been shot to shit by the storm. All these things are good for us. Gobbet huddles forward, her teeth chattering. Her rats speak out from her pockets. Yeah, I just love shadow running in zero visibility weather with ice water surging around my knees and no feeling in my fingers. It's fucking great. Alright, let's do it. She claps you on the shoulder. Her hand feels like ice. Mary says, God, I love Gobbet. Me too. Lead on, Cade Wolf. And remember, when you see hostiles, take them out. If they manage to raise an alarm, you'd better believe that security personnel will flood into that warehouse, and that's a complication we don't need. Okay. Which way's the warehouse? I'm assuming it's that direction, but... Look at that fancy boat. Alright, I guess we're not going that way. So yeah, she's with us again. She still has 100 hit points. She doesn't seem to have her stats are like not down at all. So I'm not sure. Is this just to justify that she can't do the first move that she did again? Where she just fucking slaughtered a bunch of people? Because otherwise her actual stats are not that extraordinary. They're good, but they weren't that different from ours, I think, when I actually looked at them. They initially looked really good, but I think it was just she doesn't have like worthless stats. Oh yeah, so what is she like? Oh, God damn it. See, all these slots could have grenades in them. All these slots. And she could have an assault rifle too. Just for good measure. Also interesting that she doesn't have stats for an outfit. Obviously she's, you know, wearing clothes. It's interesting they didn't seem to add, like... At least they didn't add more higher level armor for this campaign. I'm not sure if some of the weapons are new. It doesn't seem like most of the weapons are new. It doesn't really seem like they added any new items. Interesting. I mean, that looks like it's a warehouse, maybe? Yeah, those are SDU. Okay. Oh, whoa, whoa. Keep low. SDU. More SDU there. Okay. It's like a save a game and post the dialogue in case we have to reload. Also, we're probably not gonna finish this mission tonight. But it does seem like they're setting this up as the actual last one, maybe. So then we'll have time to maybe do some talking to people next time if we finish it. Or it'll just be a short stream, I don't know. So where is the warehouse? I mean, it's that direction, but I'm kind of curious about. Like, this is a big map. What all is, like, what is the point of all this? Knight Errant. Who are apparently bad guys. Did the Knight Errant work for Ares? I don't know who the Knight Errant, like, they're just a company. I assume since they're red that they're bad guys. Obviously we've killed a lot of them before, but that's because they're corporate security. Whoop, whoop. Okay, there's SDU, SDU Mage, SDU Captain. Okay, that's the door we gotta get to. Combat Mage, Mage. I don't know if there's a Combat Mage and a Mage is. So, if we just engage these guys, is everyone else not gonna come running at us? That's the question. Nice. Yep. That's what I like to see. That's also what I like to see. Can you really not see him? There you go. Easy peasy. We're good at this game. Alright, we've made it. This is the warehouse that Ares hired the SDU to defend. This is where we're going to find our answers. Before we walk through that door, make sure that you're ready for a fight. There was a lot of stuff to look around at, but... Let's just go. Squeeze her eyes shut, rubs her temples. More ready than that, I hope. I'm not gonna lie, Kate, I'm really hurting over here. I think I'm feeling the delayed after effects of the magical energy I soaked up back at the police station. She swallows, her eyes darting. She looks nervous. Look, I'll do my best to see this through, but if anything should happen... It won't. You're gonna make it. Just Q nods. I'll do my best. Lead the way. I'm slightly worried that there's stuff out there of like secret stuff of like kind of tells us more about what's going on, or is gonna be some further twist or something. I don't know. Look at all these fuckers. So, whoops. Yeah, we did get into the warehouse without alerting anyone though, so that seems very good. Wish I could have gotten you guys to like. Okay, I want to move there. Move you up to... That's not cover? How is that not cover? You're gonna get grenaded from all these spots. Oh, I guess that's the... Okay, I see. Go up to there then. Again, give him the aim bonus. And then run up to here. And then... Oh, that sucks. Grenadier. Grenadier seems good to kill. Oh god, that sucks. Totally fine. Oh no! Not fine! Less than fine! Wow, this sucks. Alright, you're just gonna have to go get cover, buddy, because this sucks. I don't know what cover... I'm worried that these are all gonna be, like, blocking your line of sight. Pretty sure that's gonna block line of sight. I guess go there, we'll see. Ouch. That's fine. Shoot the robot. Okay, that's fine. This guy really wants to die. Another grenade. That's fine. Actually, it's not great, but... Yep, that's good. That's pretty good. Oh, that's good. Let's see here. Reload. So we can't throw grenades at that guy. Alright, that works. Okay, that was close. That's pretty good. Still got heavy cover. You only have light cover. Really? Alright, this guy's running up at least. That's fine. That's fine. I don't care about my robot. Nice. That's pretty good. Okay, you missed, but 5, 3. Guess I can't see anyone else. Where's the grenadier? I think he's moved up, so we can't shoot at him. I think that might have already been 99%, but it's fine. Oh, Duncan. Where's your... Don't miss. Alright, that's fine. Don't miss. Yeah, that's not great. Oh, another grenade. Oh, that's fine. Can we just like move over here? Yeah. Really? Okay, come on, guys. Thank you. As the sounds of gunfire died down, Q's eyes lock on the transplast windows that line the western wall of the room. On the other side of the window sits the most impressive armory you've ever seen. Well, there's tanks there, so yeah. Sinister-looking black and yellow vehicles emblazoned with stylized logos sit parked in front of stacked cases of ordnance. A half-track armed with a battery of surface-to-air missiles dominates the center of the room. The vehicles are military-grade, designed for battlefield use, but the insignia of the Hong Kong police force adorns each one. Fuck me. That's what Ares is working toward. You're going to have to be more specific. Look at the insignias on these vehicles, Cade. She points to half-track. Its segmented armor is covered with Ares and HKPF iconography. Knight-errant branded police vehicles. Ares regalia on HKPF material. Okay, so Knight-errant is Ares. And enough firepower to take out half the buildings in Victoria Harbor. You do the math. They're planning on taking control of the HKPF. She nods grimly. They're going to try to pull the police contract from Mitsuhama. Oh my god, they're going to pull the contract! Maybe even merge it with Knight-errant. And when they do, they'll have total control of security in the Free Enterprise Zone. As opposed to Mitsuhama currently having total control over security in the Free Enterprise Zone. That was the big change the Lamb was working toward. A brand new police force under Ares microtechnology. Right, and Ares' first order of business was making Mitsuhama look bad so they could swoop in and take the contract for themselves. Months of police brutality, hundreds of people massacred in the Kowloon City riots, all to help Ares with a fucking contract. She blinks agitatedly, the veins in her temples throbbing. If they're already this entrenched here, they've gone so far as to rebrand their damned artillery. They must be close to making their move. That isn't going to happen. Is this enough proof to get Mitsuhama off their asses and into the fight? She nods grimly. More than enough. We'll have to secure the location first, though. If they won't send their own troops up against Ares, the last thing they want is to spark off a corporate war. Well, no! We wouldn't want that. How do they expect to stop this? Also, Ares seems prepared to have a corporate war. I just want to kill Crate. Neri says, yeah, like, look, am I supposed to be rooting for this one megacorp instead of the other? I don't know. I have not understood any of the ethics or morality of this campaign. Like, what are we supposed to be? Why are we supposed to care about any of this other than our personal revenge? What are we supposed to do? Clear the place out ourselves? Exactly. If we can secure this warehouse, everybody wins. Mitsuhama gets the evidence it needs to haul Ares before the Executive Council. I get back in corporate's good graces, and you get your sin back. That's not everyone, Q. That leaves Gobbet and Isabelle. Yeah, I do not think one capitalist megacorp is more ethical than the other. Yeah. I don't think Shadowrun is normally supposed to be trying to make us think that. I'm very confused by all of this stuff. We just need Q abruptly stumbles, clutching her temples. Q, are you okay? She shakes her head violently in a vain attempt to clear it. Her sentence trails into a low-pitched groan. What's wrong? Everything. I'm seeing double. Can't think straight. She takes another stumbling step forward. I can fight it off. I'll be okay. Just need a second to catch my... Can we just tell her to, like, take a back seat and not do this? Like, we can handle it. We took down a demon god. Without another word, she pitches forward. Her face hits the floor with a dull smack. Oh. Great. That's just wonderful. What's wrong with her? Isabelle? I mean, I agree with you. But I do want her to be okay. Even though she's an awful person. Q struggles to lift her body off the ground, groaning through clenched teeth. The cords stand out on her neck, and her temples are flushed nearly purple. Ugh. She holds herself, trembling like a newborn foal. I mean, she's a cop who, like, tortured me personally, so... I appreciate Isabelle not having as much empathy. I just think she's but she looks cool, and she's a really good character in terms of mechanics. She's very powerful. Use astral perception to sense Q's aura. Yeah. I mean, it was like mental, like she was tearing through my brain to get information out of me with her magic powers. Are you the baddies? It's Shadowrun. This is like South Park morality. There's no such thing as a good person. Other than, I guess, in Dragonfall, where you're playing the anarchists, but... Then in this game, they're like, by the way, the Free State got destroyed. Her aura is black and blue and partially shredded. She's suffering from the trauma of extreme and sustained magical drain. Casting another offensive spell right now could kill her. Damn it, Q. You should have stayed on the Benteng. You aren't well enough to be here. Her mouth falls open, but the sound that comes out is unintelligible. Something between a moan and a whimper. Tears begin to well in the corners of her eyes. A crackle of static from the warehouse's PA system cuts in, drowning Q out. Moments later, a cold voice pours through the speakers. Hello, Ms. Wolf. Hello, Senior Inspector Q. She spreads her arms, a wry smile on her face. Welcome to the future site of the Toho Harbor Complex. You know, you really should have stayed with your pirate friends. You weren't hurting anyone out there. We probably would have left you alone. It still isn't too late to turn back. Go talk to the orc on the docks, get back on his fancy boat, and never set foot in the Free Enterprise Zone territory again. She shrugs. Or don't, and die in this warehouse. The choice is yours. PA system crackles again, then dies. Q's eyes flutter, then focus. She turns her head to stare at you. I mean, she wouldn't be saying that if we hadn't just murdered a ton of her people. Cade, listen. I can't help you. Another hit of drain might kill me. She struggles up to her knees, wincing. I don't think I can even walk straight right now. I'm getting that. You're gonna have to finish this. I'm useless. Just remember what you stand to gain when this is through. You could win this, with or without me. You have to. Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about me. I'm on it. Thank you. Come to me when it's done. We'll radio Mitsuhama, turn this place over to them. That'll get you your life back. I don't want it back. Duncan might want his life back, though. Alright, I guess she just ran out and is going to run through those streets. We did leave a lot of bad guys in those streets alive, but hopefully she can just sneak out the way we came. Oh no, is that her? Also, this guy that we subdued, he's still there. That's a terminal. Right there? It's moving. Right? That's where she was. I think she's like got her head in her... No, I'm probably seeing things, but what it looked like to me is that like she's got her head in her arms, which they probably wouldn't do that much animation for it. Oh boy, look at all this shit. Well, I think this is a boss arena. The terminal has been wired into a large, vaguely sinister-looking device that has been mounted to the warehouse floor. Gold contact plates line the base of the device, and a variety of articulated arms hang idly from its 4 elevated pylons. The terminal's display winks on as you approach. Power dock, charging/control station. Okay. So those are a bunch of med kits, which we don't have room for. Okay. I guess the dock wagons are actually... Oh, okay. Oh, it's a big old robot! Hi! Oh, it's another big robot! Clank, clank, clank. They really need sound effects for their movement. Oh, many guys. Many guys. Okay. Okay. That's a big robot. Can these robots be your friends? I think the answer is no. You think robots are particularly susceptible to lightning? Well, we're not gonna get to find out because I missed. What was that? Why did it turn around and shoot at the guy? Also, it has a lot of HP. Can't you just action movie hack them? Well, the question would be, what if that's what these are for? And does it have to be closer to do it? Nice. Now you need to run. Yeah, I do wonder about that. I guess I should probably... Oh, I did that with her, and she's probably the one who would do it. Although I guess we can... Slave device detected. Please connect a compatible combat control module. Okay. Where would that be? I think maybe we had to blow one up first and then we can capture the other one. I really don't know. Nice. That's pretty good. Well, that's... Oh my! Oh, that's fine. Blow up my robot. Oh, it healed! I don't like that. How is that? How are you flanking? Also, that's a total miss. What is that? Oh, that's a spirit. Or a you know, whatever. Hey, thanks! God, this is the best fucking ability. It's very good. Pacify. That's not useful. It's an 86% chance. Hit it. There you go. Okay, we kind of need to murder this thing, but I also kind of want to do this. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I hope I didn't just turn that spirit on me by accident. Oh, it's gonna be immune to that, so that doesn't help me. So that guy's not, okay. None of these people could throw... Alright. We killed a tank. It didn't drop anything. Interesting. Alright, that's good. I should have done that first, but it's fine. Sure. Ow! Healed. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, kill the spirit. Alright, spirit's dead. Rip. Interesting. I don't know why it does that, but I'm into it. Like, the lightning bolt's supposed to jump. There's definitely supposed to be some way that we could take control of these things, because it is showing that, but I don't know what it is. Maybe it was something we could get outside. But I mean, we're handling it. Alright. Oh, I forgot she has her other gun. I don't know if that one's... Oh no, it's much worse at range. I think it does more damage up close. Well, you know... Alright. Oh, I forgot to heal myself. Whoops. Well, I'm glad I gave myself that extra health. Really getting the brunt of this, which is not great. Alright, I may need to just heal myself. Yeah, alright. Oh yeah, it healed. I don't like that. I don't like it healing. There we go. What? Okay, there's something that is making... Oh, is it because I'm on this? Is that what the ley line is doing? I never use ley lines, so... Yeah. We got a bunch of medkits here though. Whoops. I was... Okay. Apparently I can just do that. I was trying to... I'm very confused as to what just happened, but... Miss! 25 damage. Oh! I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. That moment when the camera panned up to the enemy by the door, I thought, oh shit, there's a third one? Oh, that would be bad. Oh, come on, Duncan. Alright. It has 2 HP. Thank you. Oh. I really need to get myself out of there. Okay, this guy's running up here. Where'd that guy get healed from? He's like a fucking medkit? I'm gonna run over here. That's full cover. Let's kill this mage, maybe. Do love this sniper rifle. %. Wow. You suck. Alright, that was an actual miss. Alright, 12 damage. Another guy. Oh, that's bad. I didn't know there's a door over there. Oh, that's bad too. Alright, this is kind of bad. Okay, what? Also, why do these guys only have 2? Okay, this is a problem. What are these? Guard, shock trooper, combat mage, grenadier. Jesus. Well, this is bad. This is pretty bad. I don't know where I'm gonna fucking go. I can't get very far. How much damage does the grenade actually do? Probably just the 14 that the thing does. Jesus. That's not really a miss I can afford. Oh, this is all terrible. Okay, you're relatively safe. Ugh, okay, I didn't realize that that would happen. Oh wait, I don't, that's right. Alright, this will work. Oh, other than that I can't throw it in the same place apparently. I need to go here and just hope these guys are more concerned, and also hope I can do something here. Medium cover, heavy cover, heavy cover. Oof. Oh cover. It's not really useful. That's many enemies. Okay, that's a lot of my damage. Okay, here these guys go. Okay, well that's good. Okay, that went far better than it had any right to. Nice. Either way you can hit Gobbet. Let's move Gobbet. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. Okay, that's good. That tank is still there, of course, but we're working on that. That's ouch. It hurts. But there's a lot of medkits in this room for a reason. Oh, that guy's there. Hi. And then he runs away. Alright. Okay. Oh, okay. I mean, I have more medkits, which I probably should use on myself. Oh, that was my only action? Was I only on one for some reason? That kind of sucks. Alright, I'll have to kill this guy maybe. This guy's really on heavy cover for me. For whatever reason. Oh my god. Thank you. That's fine. I do also want Gobbet to get over there. I'm gonna run her over to here. Actually, yeah, let's run her over to here. Then she can get the spirit next turn, I think. Ouch! Holy shit, I'm glad I... Why am I flanked from there? That does not follow XCOM flanking rules. Oh, that guy's there. I forgot that that guy was there. Well, he missed. Also, I am out, which really sucks. Oh. Can I... Oh, I still have to move for that. That's annoying. Okay, we'll get it next turn then. Oh, there's a guy right there. I didn't really realize that there's a guy right there, but there is. Sure. You know, sometimes. That hit me again. Yeah, I don't know why I'm flanked here, but kind of sucks. Okay, there we go. Let's get someplace that isn't flanked. Like there. And then let's get healed. I guess we use this. It's not very great right now, but it's the most healing over time. Alright, everything's basically out. Come on. Jesus, Duncan! Oh, shit. Well, that sucks. Yeah, we need to take out this guy first. Wanted to go off a little bit and hit that guy. Oh my god. It really wants me to die. Oh my god, they all want me to die. I'm not here for it. I'm gonna stay right there. Figure out what to do in a minute. Okay, can you go over here now? And summon this? I don't know why you're down to 2 action points, but strips 2 armor, decreases armor by 5. That's pretty good. Holy shit. That's pretty good. That's what wreckage looks like. I don't actually need that. Use it against this guy. Yeah, that's pretty good. Please reload. Can you mercy kill? Yes, you can mercy kill the spider tank. Thank you. Oh no! That's a grenadier. Grenadier. Well, he missed, I think. Alright, so it's about that time for another wave to come out. Hi, Bill. Yes, I had to watch out for the grenade boy. Wow, we're just not doing anything. Okay. Well, that worked. You can mercy kill the spider tank. The funniest thing was that it didn't kill it because it's based on percentage of health, but the damage of the attack is still fixed. So it's like mercy kill percentage was higher than the actual damage. Can you just fucking kill this guy? Thank you. Alright. Wherever they're coming. Yep, like there. Oh, that's her! Crate comes barreling into the room, her weapon drawn. The heavy ballistic plates of her uniform make her look more mechanical than organic. More machine than man. An expression magnified by the coldness of her voice. That was quite a feat, taking down those spider drones. She pulls back the slide on her weapon. Don't get your hopes up, though. Your skills won't be enough to save you. I just killed 4 tanks, along with an army. What are you gonna do? You sure about that? We've taken down everything you've thrown at us. Hell, you work for Joe Sang. You know what we went up against in the Walled City. Your performance in the Walled City was impressive, I'll give you that. But I've still got you outgunned. She gestured to the barrel of her weapon. You may be good, but you're not invincible. All it takes is one well-placed bullet. Glad to hear you feel that way. I was afraid that you'd surrender before I got the chance to make you pay for what you did to Carter. Who? Oh, right. The collateral damage from the ambush. That was just business. If your friend didn't want to get shot, she shouldn't have gotten in the way. You can't win this, Crate. If you fight, you're gonna die. Talk yourself up all you want, Runner. You won't intimidate me. If you do the things that I know, you'd rethink that position. If you want to talk, then talk. Tell me what you know that I should be so afraid of. Better make it quick, though. I'm not getting paid by the hour, and I don't like delaying the inevitable. I saw the message the crew sent out. It said you're only in this for the money. This is just a job for you. Yeah, and? Got some kind of point you're trying to make? Shadowrunner? Good lord, how long is this fight? I mean, I assume that this is it. Just that you don't have any real stake in how this plays out. You're not a true believer like Lamb was. I don't need ideological reasons to do my job. I just do what I'm paid for. No questions asked. Sound familiar, Shadowrunner? It should. We're not so different, you and I. That's actually the pitch I'm making to you right now, Crate. Although I still want to murder you. Ares is all about money, too. We just trashed about 1 million new yen in spider drones. Who do you think they're going to blame for that? A frown overtakes her face. Behind it, you can see a brief flash of worry. Point taken, but I'll smooth things over. I always do. Shouldn't we just murder her? I don't know why we're trying to talk her out of this, to be honest. She said it. A drink. Okay. Like, they're giving us this option. We went down this path. I don't really know why I would let her go. We're killer mercenaries. The whole point of this has been to murder her. That's like the only actual reason we have for doing this. I don't know. Let's just go. Oh, she's got more people, of course. I mean, I guess I'm not really surprised by that, but I was kind of hoping to just fucking shoot her. Because it'd be really funny. Okay. Oh, you're, okay, sure. Well, that's not useful. Okay, yeah, no, we need to run away from that. You missed 2 68% shots. So we got these guys over here we need to deal with. Where is, oh, she's right there, okay. Yep, that's fine. They have a lot of HP. Nice. Nice. Didn't do a lot of damage, but they're on fire. Let's see here. I have complete faith in you, but all the same, I really hope you just got this checkpoint. Me too. Can I? Yeah, I can mercy shot this guy. I mean, this fight is definitely seems easier than the last part. Well, okay, that's maybe a problem. Wow, I'm in full cover. Okay, that's those are issues that we need to deal with. I'm not sure what to do about that. Let's give you an aim bonus or haste. Haste is probably more useful. Why did he go up to 5 rather than... Holy shit, he got hasted for 2. Alright. Yeah, that'll work. Can't mercy kill this guy again. I'm a little worried it won't actually kill him with 1 bullet. Because he's got 4 armor. Well, armor piercing 2. He's got 12 HP. Effectively 14 HP. Yeah, 13 damage. Alright. I would have killed him. He was flanked. Okay. She's down. I'm now knocked out. Gobbet is up. We're going to heal Gobbet some more. I'm going to have her reload. Actually, yeah. I'll reload this gun right now. And he's on fire. Oh, I missed that he was on fire. I could have just shot him once. That would have been fine then. I'm glad I just shot a full burst through myself and it's totally fine. I have the utmost faith in Duncan. Alright, I think we're okay. Swap to this gun maybe. Combat mage. You guys are in. Yep, that's pretty good. Oh yeah, she's out. That's great. Start chucking. Oh shit! Okay. I mean, okay, that makes sense that Crate can do that. Let's try and do this. There we go. Oh, you have another action. Ouch. I gotta get her out of the way. Okay, well, at least the guy broke my armor after. Ouch. Okay. Let's go here. And heal some more. Ground here is covered in stuff, so let's heal. Duncan. Let's try and murder some people. Alright, doing pretty well here. Yep. He is dead. Alright, do you think that we can grenade this guy? Well, I mean, yeah, that'll work. Just need to not shoot it, miss in that direction. Alright, I mean... Are you really? Oh, wow, she's out in the open. We are gonna take all the chances we had. Wow, she has 200 HP! Oh, everything's out of ammo! She also has a lot of, she has a lot of, okay, that's good. She has a lot of armor. That's what I was looking for. So, well, this thing doesn't appear armor pierce at all. That's really weird. It has 35 damage per hit though. So, I think this still might be better. Not sure. Maybe not. Probably not. You fucking missed the... I feel like that beanbag shot is just constantly terrible. Oh, she's healed. She healed. Well, this is a bad position for us to be in, I would say. Let's set her on fire, though. And then... Can we just murder this guy? You know what you could do if she's got all that HP? Get Duncan to arrest her? Oh my god. I don't think I have... Oh, I have this. Alright, we might have to try that next turn. We'll run everyone else away. That's -1 for some reason. I'm not really sure why that's -1. Okay. Duncan. Don't miss. Oh no, we can't! Fuck. Daimon, You made me get. You got my my. I was too excited about the idea. I forgot. So they got super stunned. They're at -2. I don't know how to knock her out without grenades. Some of my shots can do it, but it's like random. So. Ah, boy. I'm not taking responsibility for that, says Diamond. I mean, that's fair. I'm just saying, you got me. My my eyes were bigger than my stomach, sort of thing there. Oh, I just did it again. God damn it. I really gotta just take Gobbet off with a grenade launcher now. Oh, I heard someone. I thought I heard a door. No, I guess not. They're still stunned. Oh, for another turn. Missed. Oh, that's great. It's a good bonus. She is marked, right? Is she not marked anymore? She was marked. Does this only last for a number of turns? Yep, she's marked. Oh, it only lasts for one turn. Oh wow, I thought it was, okay, I did not realize that. Oh, I see, but you can do it every turn. Why is he... Oh, you still get the Neurostun gas for another turn, maybe. Let's just reload this here. Oh, can't throw it like up here, which is where I want to. Okay, I guess we'll draw it right there. You missed? Oh dear God. Well, that seems bad. It's now on top of Duncan. Oh, my poor drone. Alright, Duncan. Here's the plan. That was not part of the plan. That is. Shoot her with a giant cannon to the face. Oh, that's a trauma kit. I mean, that's fine too. But I really wanted my regular. I guess there's a regular medkit over here. Okay. I need healing. Gobbet needs healing. Please use on me. Great. We're good. Your PDA buzzes. Tone is instantly familiar. Kindly Cheng's on the line. Hello, dear. She swills something the color of overripe plums from a rocks glass. I take it you've secured the Ares facility in Taipo. You're surprisingly well informed, Auntie. Our dear friend Jomo has been very good about sending regular progress updates. It's part of his job there, you know. So tell me, what are they doing there? What is being stored in that warehouse? Weapons, vehicles? It's an armory. Ares is preparing to take over the HKPF. Ah, I see. There's a long pause. Connie looks down into her drink, a contemplative look on her face. Finally, she raises it and takes another sip, then sets it down on a nearby table. I know that Q has offered to restore your sin. Make a calm call to Mitsuhama Corporate. You get your old life back. I have a counter proposal for you. Of course you do, Auntie. I'd expect nothing less. Don't turn the warehouse over to anybody. Burn the fucker to the ground. You do this for me, and you'll be set with the Yellow Lotus for life. Every privilege that you can imagine, every extravagance, however rare or expensive, it will all be yours for the asking. All for the price of some gasoline and a match. I don't believe you. I don't believe that you can give me that, but or that you would kill it to us. Hold it. Keep to your promise. Keep to it. That's the phrase I'm looking for. I'm surprised that you don't want to claim the warehouse for yourself. She waves your suggestion away as if it were a bad spell. Don't be daft. The warehouse and everything in it is Ares' property. If we were to claim it, how would we hold it? Further, how would it benefit the Yellow Lotus to declare war on one of the most powerful megacorps in the Sixth World? Besides all that, we couldn't get there in time. A response team is almost certainly en route, even as we speak. Destroying the warehouse is our most viable option. That's what I'd like you to do. But why burn it? Why not just let Mitsuhama have the place? Turning the facility over to Mitsuhama won't stop Ares. It'll force their hand, push them into attempting an immediate takeover of the HKPF. The end result is likely to be long and bloody, and Mitsuhama will lose in the end anyway. If Ares macro technology is set to taking over the Hong Kong police force, nothing will stop them. They have the resources to succeed in the end, no matter how desperately Mitsuhama attempts to resist. Well, why not just let them do that? What does it matter if Ares controls the police? Use your head, dear. Under Mitsuhama, the HKPF was content to leave well enough alone when it came to the triads and their territories. They knew which neighborhoods were theirs and which were ours, and they did us the courtesy of keeping their noses out of our business. But if Ares were to take over, when Ares takes over, that could all change. They'll likely make a priority of replacing us with an organization they've already got in their pocket. The 44 Knives, perhaps, or the Red Dragon Syndicate. The Yellow Lotus would not survive such change. The old woman inspects her glass again, dipping a pinky down the tap. Down to tap at the ball of ice that floats in the center of her drink. It spins away from her finger. She closes her eyes with a sigh. One more thing, Auntie Cheng. That Jade Kong that you set us to retrieve. It got broken during transport. It's gone. Her eyes snap back open and her cheeks flush red with rage. Who broke it? Was it Q? Did that incompetent bitch drop my stone? No, she wasn't even there. Must have hit something when the trailer was in got airlifted to the Benteng. She makes a visible effort to calm herself. Cade Wolf, dear, when you burn the warehouse, see to it that Q understands what it means to cross the Yellow Lotus. What it means to cost us money. Nod respectfully. She raises her glass to the screen and her voice goes cold. You've heard my offer, Cade, and you know what I'm willing to pay. Pray that you make the right decision for all our sakes. Kindly Cheng's image flickers on your PDA's screen, then winks out of existence. The call has been terminated. Can I give Duncan his sin back, and I'll stay with us? It is! I was totally correct. That is her. She does have her hands in her arms and her head in her arms. I guess we'll save. Q starts to lift herself into a kneeling position as you approach. She looks up at you with red-rimmed, horribly bloodshot eyes. The veins in her temples are still throbbing, and you can see red crescents where her nails have bitten into the palms of her hands. Cade. It's Crate. She's dead. She closes her eyes. Good. That's really good. Now reach into my pocket and grab my PDA. Just a sec. Sorry. Alright. I wish, we haven't heard what Duncan, like, it's really weird. We had that whole thing of like, oh, you're gonna get your sins back. And then Duncan was the one person we didn't have a conversation about any of that shit. And he didn't talk about it. Because I'm assuming Duncan wants his sin back. But I don't actually know. Good. Now dial 1343. Tell corporate that the warehouse is secure. Just close their eyes. They'll handle the rest. Do what you have to do, but know that if you get your sin restored, our time running together is over. You and Duncan get your lives back, but the team dies in this room. You'll be going someplace that the rest of us can't follow. Cause I just want to give Duncan his sin back. I don't want mine back. And Duncan again, like Duncan has nothing to say about any of this. This is really weird. Duncan should have something to say. The line connects. The voice on the other end is smooth and professional. Mitsuama Corporate, please state the nature of your business. Also, I don't really get what burning does because, like, You're not gonna destroy all the tank wreckage that has the Ares logo on it. I just want to get rid of Duncan. I'm trying to give him what he wants. All he wanted was his life back. The whole first campaign. Like, my character doesn't have a life to go back to. She spent, number of years in prison, and before that she was an orphan. Send a medevac chopper for Senior Inspector Q. She'll be outside the burning ruins of the Typo warehouse. I feel like if we can't just get Duncan out, then we have to just go with Kindly. Which is annoying. Please repeat? It sounded like you said the warehouse was burning, but our satellites show the structure to be intact. Oh, okay. Well, there's Duncan finally speaking. Jesus, Kate, think of what you're saying. This is our one and only chance to get our lives back. Please reconsider this, I'm begging you. She can't, Duncan. Not if she wants the team to survive. I get where you're coming from, but you're putting yourself ahead of everyone else on this team, and that shit ain't right. Side with Q. Side with King Ling Chang. Like... I don't know why I can't, like, as far as they're concerned, why would they, I feel like I should just be able to tell them, just give it to Duncan, but I don't want it. And then Kindly will be pissed, because I burned, I didn't burn down the warehouse. So maybe, but hopefully she doesn't want to have me killed. Duncan can go back to his life. I can still hang out with the runners and we do run shit. Like, I'm still a really good runner for her. She should be able to live with that as long as, she just won't reward me. That's fine. That seems like, and it seems like that would, like, it seems like dramatically that's still an effective and not, super happy thing. They're trying to force you into this choice, but like, that seems like it's still a tense choice. I don't like that they're, surely that is something they considered. I'm burning this place to the ground, corporate. Send the damned evac. Acknowledged. Stand by for evac. As soon as rapid fire clicks fill your ears, then the line disconnects. You're burning the warehouse? She coughs into her hand and it comes away wet with blood. Cheng's orders. You have your loyalty to Mitsuama, Q. My loyalty is to my team. Q closed her eyes. I'm too weak to stop you. Do what you're gonna do. Enjoy your life in the shadows, Cade. Just sacrificed your one and only chance to get out. Billowing clouds of choking smoke fill the sky, stinging your eyes and clogging your nostrils. The fire that you set is doing its work nicely. Flames gout from the warehouse's windows, bathing you in waves of near unbearable heat. Things really going up, huh? Face glows yellow-orange in the flickering light. Auntie Cheng should be pleased. Yeah, I'm sure she will be. His voice simmers with barely repressed rage. When you see the old bitch, tell her that I've tendered my resignation. My loyalty is to my team, says Daimon. Well, apart from Duncan. There's a lot more people on the team besides Duncan. I'm sorry, Duncan. The rest of the team's needs outweighed yours. He stares at you incredulously. You just sacrificed the only chance I was ever going to get to lead a normal life. What did the rest of the team have to lose? This was just a job to them. I'll tell you what this was. You put your own desire to play team leader over my motherfucking life. I mean, kind of. That isn't fair. Calm down and be reasonable. Listen to me carefully, Cade. I'm done taking your orders. I'm done with you. His fists clenched tight and the muscles in his forearms bulge. He growls at you through clenched teeth. You had no opinion on this until we got to this point. You had nothing to say. If we didn't go back as far as we do, I'd put a bullet in your fucking spine. So what are you going to do? You should at least let us take you back to the Benting so you can get your stuff. It's all still on board the Bolt Hole. He responds with a weak voice. You can come with me on the medevac transport if he wants to. Okay, Senior Inspector, I'm with you. We'll ride the evac transport out together. He glares at you over with his shoulder. I'll send someone to pick my shit up later. I could have someone bring it to you. Hey, whatever. As long as it isn't you. Comlink buzzes again. Captain Jomo's face winks onto the screen. Ahoy, my friend! You're finished with the warehouse. That much is as plain as day. Jomo can see the flames from where he stands. It is probably best that we get a move on, though. We don't want to be here when the owners of that warehouse come a-calling. You're probably right. You taking us back to the Benteng? Yes, my friend, and from there, directly onto the Bolt Hole. Kindly Cheng has informed me that big changes are afoot within our organization. We should prepare ourselves for a lengthy voyage aboard your fine ship. Jomo, the Bolt Hole isn't seaworthy. She's like a sieve with a rudder. Not anymore. Utama's men have been working tirelessly to repair her in your absence. She isn't ready to set sail yet, but soon enough she'll be perfectly capable of crossing the Pacific unaided. Crossing the Pacific? Jomo, where are we going? To the new home of Yellow Lotus, beautiful girl. Her smile gleams. Come now, we must go. But trust Jomo. All will be made clear in time. Okay. The fire-wreathed warehouse burns at your back, the last of Ares and its legacy, soon to be nothing but a mound of embers. You return to Jomo in the drunken mistake. The pirate revs his engine and tears out of the harbor ahead of the medevac transport you called in for Q. Your mind is a blur, thoughts crashing through it like the mistake crashes through the waves. You know the inspector will live, but your opportunity to flee back to your old life has now left the table, gone from the moment you torched the warehouse. Just like Duncan, but this time for good from the sound of things. His words echo in the back of your mind, their anger leaving little room for reconciliation. The drunken mistake speeds away from the Taipo harbor, carrying you back toward the Benteng. If there's anything you gleaned from Kindly Cheng, it's that you and your team have a long sea voyage ahead of you. We did save. I'm kind of curious to go back and look at the other ending, I guess. The Bolt Hole motors along, cutting through the choppy waves of the South China Sea. The coarse sound of Captain Jomo's voice echoes down from the wheelhouse. He's singing a crude Indonesian sea shanty, and in between verses he barks with laughter. Well, he seems to be enjoying himself. If the singing helps him to pilot this wreck, I'm all for it. I don't know, I kind of like it. It's atonal, and I can't understand the lyrics, but you can hear that he's happy. He sounds like a leopard seal with a sinus infection. Gaichu shakes his head. Sometimes this acute hearing of mine is a curse. 16 days of this will be challenging to endure. It would drive Duncan crazy if he were here. Cobbett snorts and shrugs languidly. I hear you, Seattle, but this is how it had to happen. This is the life you chose for yourself. You're good at it, and you like it. Duncan doesn't. What did you expect him to do? Isabel shakes her head, sighing. Don't blame yourself, Cade. You're cut out for this life, and he isn't. And the inverse is true. He had a normal life. You never did. What were you going to do? Go be a clerk in a stuffer shack? Sell tasers at Weapons World? Oh, Weapons World, sure. I can't really see it. Look to the future, not the past. That's how you progress into a better position in life. So tell me, my friend, what do you intend to do when we arrive in Seattle? Oh, we're going back to fucking Seattle! I have absolutely no idea. Yeah. I think Cade is in a bit of We should probably meet with Kindly's friends in Puyallup. The sooner we get her plugged in with triads in Seattle, the sooner we can get settled in ourselves. I don't know about either of you, but I've got a pretty good feeling about this. What you think, Seattle? Ready to source the sights of the UCAS? Get into a whole new set of troubles? Because you ask me, I think we're going to have an interesting life, no matter where we end up. Isabel walks over to the nearby table and grabs a bottle of Jomo's Baijiu off it. I'll drink to that. To the future, right? Whatever it might be. She pulls the cork out with her teeth, takes a long drink. She tosses it to you when she's done. To continue to have eyesight. You tasted that stuff? Probably a wise decision. It smells like kerosene and shoe leather. He grins. But enough of this. Our future looks bright, don't you think? We'll prosper in Seattle, just as we did in Hue. And it was past time for a change of scenery. Settle in for another day on the long trip to Seattle. You feel a sense of calm wash over you. Jomo's rough areas intermingle with the sounds of the wind and waves, blending into white noise. It's a strangely comforting sound. At the aft end of the room, a wide porthole gives you a view of the open ocean. The sky outside is so brilliant as to be almost blinding. Squinting at the light, you let your eyes close. For now, at least. The horizon seems clear. Seattle feels strange after so much time away. It still feels like home, but it's curiously foreign at the same time. But with Kindly Chang and your crew on your side, you rapidly make it feel like you never left Hong Kong. Kindly introduces you to Zhang Li Quan, the Seattle Mountain Master of the Yellow Lotus, and through him you find both work and safety. With your help, the Yellow Lotus rapidly expands its influence in the Puyallup Barrens. Business booms in 2058 when Don James the Hammer O'Malley is assassinated, kicking off a gangland war that affords the Yellow Lotus rapid gains in both influence and territory. Through your own skill and Kindly Cheng's trademark ruthlessness, your team steadily carves out a large chunk of the Seattle Metroplex for the Triad. This expansion continues until the Renraku arcology inexplicably sealed itself off from the outside world, trapping its 100,000 residents inside. The UCAS military cordons the structure off, casting a pall over the Metroplex. In response, the Yellow Lotus widely chooses to slow their expansion. Better to remain off the military's radar. The world turns, seasons change, and life moves on. In the following months, Ares Macrotechnology takes over the contract for the HKPF from Mitsuhama. The Tolo Harbor complex is completed, and a new, heavily militarized police force walks the streets of Hong Kong. In Hong Kong, the feud between the Red Dragon Association and the Yellow Lotus erupts into a full-scale gang war in the early 2060s. The Red Dragons prevail in the conflict, and the Hong Kong branch of the Yellow Lotus is completely annihilated. Triad's traditions live on in the Seattle Metroplex under the stewardship of Zhang Li Quan and Kindly Cheng. Duncan's fate is forever a mystery to you. If he lives, you never hear from him again. You and your team remain tightly knit as ever. Together, you look to the future and the promise that it still holds. We didn't get anything on the fucking on the noodle machine. Is this the same? It said Shadowrun Hong Kong. Is this the same credits? I think this is the same credits. Oh, there it was. Go back! I want to actually show credits. There it is. Oh. Okay, there you go. Oh, that was, wait, that was the full credits for the... Weird. Oh yeah, then it's just Kickstarter backers. That's a very small credits list. Huh. But a very long list of backers. No post-credit scene. Alright, I guess I'm curious, so we'll go out and look at the non-canonical ending. Which again, it feels... Yeah. I mean, it feels dumb that you can't get Duncan as Sin. Like, the corporation would not care if you turn it down. Also, you clearly don't have, like, the wealth that Kindly was promising. So, whatever. There's some generally weird, like all the I mean all the cop stuff in this. I don't know that the epilogue campaign is particularly good, but it eh, had some interesting ideas for individual missions. All right, we'll try this and see what happens. Glad that I could help you. We all know where a life in the shadows ends. Help me up. Wait from the outside. Typo doctors silence, save for the gentle lap of the water against the shore. Senior Inspector Q leans against you, hugging your shoulder for support. Bind the bird that you called in should be here any minute now. All we've got to do is wait. What happens after they pick us up? How long until our sins get restored? I'll submit the paperwork as soon as the recovery team gets here. You should officially be people again by the end of the day. Guess this is it, huh? This is where we part ways? When your medevac transport gets here. Enjoy the flight, huh? Her tone is friendly, but she can't keep the frown out of her voice. Can't imagine we'll be seeing each other again after today. This is a good, strong team. Do me a favor and keep it that way after I've gone. Yeah, you can lead again, Gobbet. You've led a team before, I think. Isabel glances up, scanning the night sky with a frown. Apparently satisfied, she returns her attention to you. Don't worry about us. We'll carry on just fine without you. You'll be fine. You all will. For the first time in a long time, so will we. They're adults. I mean, granted, it's not really a big change for them. I hope the game didn't crash. That would be a really funny ending, though. It's coming. Q and Duncan wait by your side for the Mitsuhama suborbital transport. Duncan looking more and more impatient as the seconds tick by. The rest of your group is absent. No, they're not your group anymore. Your time working for Kindly Cheng is done. The other runners now just memories. Part of a history to leave behind with Hong Kong. The transport arrives and quickly launches you into the sky. Below, a small fleet of aircraft descend like vultures on the Taipo warehouse. Mitsuhama Reclamation's teams come flooding in to seize the advanced technology inside. Ares' conspiracy has failed, its secrets laid bare. What happens from here will be in the Executive Council's hands. Q fades into and out of consciousness as your transport's VTOL engines carry the craft away, out of the shadows, and into a different life. What is it loading? Oh. Oh, weird. A deep, bone-rattling shake jolts you awake from a dreamless sleep. It feels like an earthquake, but you can't move. You're strapped to a chair. Gradually, your brain reorients itself and you remember where you are. A transorbital flight, one way, from Hong Kong to SeaTac. At long last, you're on your way home, courtesy of Senior Inspector Fiona Q and her connections at Mitsuhama. The flight is nearly empty. A red-eye out of Czech cock rarely holds anyone other than high-level corporate types, jet-setting simstars, and freaks like you. You glance up, catching the eye of the flight attendant standing beside your seat. Drink order, ma'am? The flight attendant smiles down on you, suddenly oblivious to the turbulence and continues to rock the cabin. We'll be coming by with the cart momentarily, but if you'd like to purchase an alcoholic beverage, I can take your cred stick now. We have beer, wine, spirits. I'll just wait for the cart, thanks. Juice is free, right? She nods with a smile. Yes, ma'am. Tim will be by with the cart in a jiff. So both endings take you to Seattle. Yep. Juice, huh? Nothing harder? After everything we've been through, I want a drink. Not me. Not a big drinker. Fair enough. Anyway, that whole Hong Kong debacle was a hell of a thing, wasn't it? A hell of a thing. I'm with you there, but truth be told, I'm not sad that it happened. Yeah, me neither. I should be, but I'm not. I just wish that Carter hadn't died, that Dad hadn't. Fuck. I don't even want to think about that. Him trapped in that, wherever he is, with that thing, forever. He gave his life to save us, save Hong Kong. Yeah, he did at that. Duncan stares blankly in the distance for a moment. That was his style, though, trying to save the world, one homeless orc kid at a time. The moment of silence as another wave of turbulence rocks the plane. One last question for you, if you don't mind. You are going to hang around in Seattle after we get home, aren't you? I mean, you're not going to disappear overnight or anything, right? Haven't made up my mind yet, but for the first time in a long time, it's my decision to make. Yeah, feels good, I've got to say. And look, if you do decide to leave, I won't try to stop you. It's your life. You gotta live it for yourself. But for God's sake, fucking tell me before you go running off into the night this time, okay? I will, Duncan. That's a promise. Nods his head again. Good. Now if you excuse me, I'm gonna tune out for a while. You should do the same, Cade. Take a load off. Enjoy yourself. So is that him using our handle there and not our first name? That's weird. Duncan wakes up his seat's inbuilt entertainment terminal and begins fishing through menu screens. Within a few seconds, a game of Urban Brawl is playing on the screen. He slips on his headphones and tunes out. The cabin shudders again, more turbulence, but it doesn't bother you. You know that you can weather it. You let your eyes flutter shut and a deep sense of satisfaction washes over you. You've come full circle. You're finally going home. Seattle feels strange after so much time away. It still feels like home, but it's curiously foreign at the same time. Same first line. With your sins back, you and Duncan set about rebuilding the lives that you once had. Rather than returning to Lone Star, Duncan used the money he's saved up to start his own private security firm, taking legitimate work from smaller companies. Fuck off, Duncan. It's not as glamorous as your old life, but it's safer, more stable. You remain friends, but without Raymond's influence, there's a distance between you that no amount of trust seems to bridge. For your part, your skills are always in demand, be it helping Duncan when he needs extra backup, investigating mysterious occurrences, or helping corporate clients out of tough situations. It's less of an adrenaline rush than the constant danger of your life in Hong Kong, but it pays well. It's rewarding enough to keep you satisfied. The world turns, seasons change, and life moves on. In the following months, Ares Macro Technology takes over the contract for HKPF from Mitsuhama. Total Hobart Complex is completed, and a new heavily military police force walks the streets of Hong Kong. Back in Seattle, the city is thrown into chaos when the arcology inexplicably closes itself off from the outside world, trapping its 100,000 residents inside. The UCAS military cordons the structure off, casting a pall over the Metroplex. The feud between the Red Dragon Associates erupts into full sail. You are unsure of what has become of Kindly Chang, Gobbet, or Isabel, and you never hear word of them again. You sometimes think back to your time in the shadows, but not often. Over time, the memories fade, dissipating into dreams of friends long gone, and nightmares of monsters best left in the past. But for now, it's time to look to the future, and to the promise that it still holds. Interesting that neither of these say anything about Ractor or Gaichu, and I know that we didn't, because there's, if you pursue the thing with Ractor, if you're actually sympathetic to him, he's a lot like, hey, let's, we need to go out into the world together and figure this shit out or something. So I wonder if there's anything with that. I'm guessing not, but I would expect, yeah, it's interesting to have playing this ending. I would have expected even more that HBS would be working on a new Shadowrun game that is set in Seattle, which is you know, what I thought before for reasons that turned out to be incorrect. Or I briefly considered it as a possibility for reasons that turned out to be incorrect. Anyway, oh, we're done with this game. It was a good game. Just, I'm ready for it to be done though. And yeah, I don't know if the epilogue campaign is as good, but it's still fun to hang out with the characters. I like the characters in this game a lot. The epilogue campaign is just like, who cares about any of this shit? Which is a lot of what Shadowrun is about, but like, it seems to want us to care. Taimon knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, I was like, oh, I probably shouldn't say that on stream, but in detail. Let's go to the schedule. All right. So yeah, I'm off Wednesdays and Thursdays, but should be back on Friday to continue Assassin's Creed. That is the first Assassin's Creed game. Started that last Friday. It's very interesting. So that's fun. As for next week, Tuesday, let's see, let me look at the list. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure that next Tuesday will be Quadrilateral Cowboy, which is a stealth game. Kind of, I guess, a stealth hacking game. I'm really looking forward to that game. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, Diamond said it was a good game. It had moments of real brilliance in the writing. Yeah, there's some really good stuff in it. And I think continuing on from Dragonfall, I think they do a really good job with the characters, especially. And I wish that these games got more attention. And if only because I wish every game that I play had a wiki as thorough as like a Dark Souls wiki, so that I could look up all of these things, because these games are really poorly documented, and I want to know what all the possibilities are, because there are clearly branching possibilities in certain things, and it's hard to find what they actually are, and I'd be very curious, without, playing the game a bunch of times. Yeah, man, down to Shadowrun until the next game, but okay, this is the rest of the schedule. This is also below the stream. You can follow for notifications when I go live. You can sub for emotes of my cats. I really appreciate everybody who hangs out and chats. It's a lot of fun for me. Hope it is fun for you. And I hope you join me again. Oh, excuse me. In the future. Goodbye.
So long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. I say so long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. It's been great to play and sing together
In the box.
and now it's time to say goodbye. So long, farewell to you, my friends. Goodbye for now, until we meet again. Goodbye for now, until we